Have you ever seen this? Have you ever felt this? It's a feeling so unheard. And every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. When every time I every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. All I want is take me down. All this time I've been trapped in, not knowing where my heart is. I've been telling myself to stop. Just make me whole. Just make me whole. Just let me let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. But you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And Have you ever seen this? Have you ever felt this? It's a feeling so unheard. When every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. When every time I every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. All I want is take me down. All this time I've been trapped in, not knowing where my heart is. I've been telling myself to stop. Just make me whole. Just make me whole. Just let me
Hey, welcome everyone back. It's week number 3, GGL, division number 1. I'm Mark Power, and this is the amazing GibsonCasts. First and foremost, mate, I know you come rushing in the door, mate. How are you? How have you been? We don't have too much time to talk, so
out of breath, mate. Out of breath. Out of breath. As always, I have to sprint to get in here to join you in time for the pre-show. But look, it's always a good time to be here for some good game league. And Mark, we've got some of the best talent, the best teams from inside of the Nordic region, inside of Norway. And they're putting on a hell of a show through 3 weeks. And, you know, Mark, a lot of people will be looking at this going, you know, what's this event? What's it about? Well, basically, picture all your favorite moments from gunfights in all of the official events and just put that from the very first minute to the very end. Because this region is just gunfight from start to finish. Gun-ho, as people would say.
I don't even know if we can say gun-ho, because it is mental, people. It is one of the regions that are, and Gibson's put it right, the moment we land, there is general fighting going on. It's not like we've got extra teams. It's not like we've got smaller zones or faster zones. It just is full on the whole way through. We've got best of 6, though, again this evening. Unfortunately, we don't have a leaderboard that we can bring up on the stream. It will be updated, though, obviously, during. I'll make sure the admins will put something out on the chat so you guys can tune in and see officially on their website. And that was because of the PUBG API when it came down to week number 1. So just a bit unfortunate timing for them. I can tell you, though, Footy Sports, though, is leading the way, followed up by Formation Gaming, and BFG, though, is holding out 3rd place. We've got best of 6 this evening. I think the best thing for us now to do is just get into it. It's going to be a wrangle. We'll kick things off with the OG/new map, and we'll see you guys there. Right, it's clear.
And welcome in everyone to game number 1 of the night of the GGL Good Game League, with a flight path pretty much going right through the centre of the map, north through south, ending just a little bit towards the west of Severny. My name is Gibson. I am joined as always inside of PUBG by the one and only Mr. Mark Power, if you missed the pre-show. And Mark, we're spectating one of the most powerful teams inside of the lobby over the course of the first 3 weeks. Foot have been putting on a bit of a show.
Yeah, you guys, they're leading the way. Obviously, Formulation Gaming BFG came out quite swinging. Waste has really impressed me as well. We're going to some more of the teams in a bit, but 158 points in total at the moment. So really, really strong. Placement points, though, landed up 46, but it's worth knowing that 112 kills these crazy four have been putting on. It looks like they are sending themselves out towards their normal drop zone, which will be that south of George. But you're right, normal flight path, not too bad. Footy Sports, living the dream, should we say.
Oh, 100%. They're going to be pretty happy. But again, we don't know where the zone is going to pop just yet again. Inside of the new PUBG, we've got, reworked old maps like the new Erangel. We've got new circles, so we don't need to touch that flight path anymore. Flight path, though, you spoke about how Foot were loving life. Well, they're loving life a little bit more now, as George Bay is being held in complete captivity by that circle. But Mark, the big thing for me when I watch a tournament like this, right? It's not about, Foot. It's not about Formulation Gaming, the big name players like Himmin that are inside the lobby, like Yatesy. This is more so about the up-and-coming talent. Like, when you look down through the list of players and all the other teams, which players can really show what they can do? Because this is a massive opportunity for them to put themselves in the eyes of a lot of these pro players that are playing at the very highest level of PUBG. And it's a real opportunity to put yourself, as I would say, in the shop window.
Yeah. And put yourself in the shop window at the right time of year is worth adding as well. With Globals just around the corner, after Globals, we know the disruption comes in when that's when people then start looking at the team changes. Is the roster right for them? Are the pro teams looking to pick up? And we've had some disruption, not obviously just in this region here, but across the PUBG globe. And there's a lot of controversy around. Mentioned Navi as an outpost at the moment, so there'll be a lot of eyes on what some of these bigger teams do. And you're right, there are some really good TV Nation of Waste came out day number 1. This team came out swinging for me. These are O'Connor, insane player. We saw some great plays from him as well. So maybe not the best driving, but that's commentator's curse when it's hard. But you're right, right time, right place, and this is definitely the right platform to be showing your skill set off.
Yeah, whenever you look at the players that are playing, you spoke about PGC, the fact that's coming up very, very soon. We already know the teams, we already know the groups. I'm going to pose you a question, Mark. If you were a player, what would you rather win? PNC or PGC?
Oh, that's a difficult question for me because I'm slightly biased. I love PNC. Mm-hmm. So, as much as Global is the big stage, and I think there'll be a lot of people in chat now disagreeing with me, for me, there's something magical about Nations Cup. Being the best player representing your country and winning that one, that's going to be a big win. What about yourself? Mm-hmm. What do you prefer, Globals or Nations Cup? I
think that... Well, I'm Irish, so I can't play for a team, so it has to be...
Let me just throw it in.
It would have to be PGC for me because of what it means inside of the global, inside of the history of PUBG. A lot of great stories have been told inside of PUBG, but we'll speak about those stories in a minute because we have a potential crash, but shots will come through. The Scar on the drive-by from the US. The tire has been removed, and, well, Hot and Spicy becomes a sitting duck as TW Nation gets the day up and running nice and early.
Stolen as well.
Yeah. Getting back to, Foot picking that one away, but getting back to kind of my point about what it is, I think for different regions it means more as well. Like, when you look at some of the regions like China, you look at some of the regions like, in North America, where there's a lot fewer spaces on those teams up for grabs, because inside of, the EMEA region, you've got so many countries that can have, players have a chance for. In the whole of the NA region, you've just got one team. Well, technically you've got 2 with Canada, so there's a lot more competition, I suppose, to get onto those teams.
Yeah.
But, we're deprived too, Mark. Like, we've not gotten the chance to see Batulans and PNC in a long time just because of politics, we'll put it that way. And,
Yeah.
you know, to me, they're still technically the undisputed champions, maybe, because they didn't get to defend their crown. I don't know, it'll be a fun one to see whenever they eventually do get to play inside of PNC, but I think maybe we move on from that topic.
Yes, it is a interesting topic of discussion when it comes down to the global stage. But yeah, I think you're right. I think different regions will pick different events based upon what they believe to be shown. Obviously, right, there's no Irish team. I think we should hashtag Team Islands. That'd be an interesting team.
We have a couple of players on the island of Ireland. I know that his name's left my head, but he was the coach of Team GB when Team GB won PNC. He's from like 45 minutes down the road, like not too far away from where I'm from. He's actually from the same part of the world as another caster called Whippet, so it's a small world, Mark. It's a really small world.
You love it, mate. You love it. Teams, I was going to rotate their way in, and not bad, but look at this action we're getting on this west hand side. Everyone's trying to play. Are going to go down themselves, and looks like one of their players now going to have to try and run the gauntlet across some of these teams, and we're going to get another crash. Actually got to tie himself up, and he does get it. Squeaky, insane player to remain. He's a solo. Is BenQ going to be playing his way down? Don't forget, STFU already losing players on that push through. Foot did get the pick up, but Squeaky, I suppose, doing what he does best, and that is staying alive.
Yeah, Bang is going to get caught out by Fatty here as he's taken down. Glass able to pick up that kill with the M4, but you spoke about the west side of the map. Well, again, that's down to the zone. So much of the zone is encapsulated by the Bay of George and the water out towards the west. Realistically, this shouldn't go north of George Bay, so the playing area is seriously condensed here. You've got a phase 3 circle where all these teams are trying to play on, and again, even with this being a phase 3 circle, you can probably say it's a lot smaller again, because with Formulation Gaming locking down Everest, they can practically get eyes on almost every square inch of the circle from atop of that position of power as well. So this is a really small position. I'm a little bit worried about the teams that are rotating north. You know, I'm looking at Slava Ukraine. I'm looking at potentially the Mad Marines if they continue north and come down through shooting range. It could become a fish in a barrel situation for them as they try to cross George Bay if the zone goes south. Should I say when the zone goes south? Because I can't imagine this ending up on North George. But again, if it does, those teams are suddenly, as they would say in Ireland, sucking diesel. They're in great spot then.
Yeah, it's got that one dangerous shift that if it doesn't quite go north, but it holds on to that north side for quite some time. I suppose that will give some of these teams the ability just to hold out a little bit more, maybe survive. Maybe, as we know, this region will be losing numbers earlier. But until then, we will have to wait and see. I do want to add, obviously, with Everest being such a magnetised of zone, does like to pull this zone towards it. But 1 minute 32 away from understanding where it's going. But Formulation Gaming are the team that has conquered the high ground themselves as well. I think Mad Marines will go north as well. I can't see them coming too far over, but our vets are really spread. They're actually trying to hold on to a lot of real estate here.
The only thing I will say, though, is if you look at Slava Ukraini, they're in a great spot for even bridge camp and teams that do decide to rotate north.
Yeah.
You know, you've got that northern side of the bridge. You can pick up points. We've seen this situation in the past where teams will go, you know what? Might be very difficult to get prime position, so let's just play the edge and try to pick up every point we can. This split that you spoke about, the 2-1-1 from valuable veterans, works as long as you keep everybody on their feet. Problem is, those two solos, one inside of George crates, one by the bridge, those players go down, they're out. There's no getting the res in that position at all. Clan will come under fire from Sutski. You'll turn them back the other way. You'll see even more gunfire coming across as Ibra gets himself in position up on top of that bridge. But Clan need to be very careful here.
I think the moment Clan identified that Ibra's by himself, for me, it's a no-brainer. Push in, crash it. Maybe, obviously, Danny here might not be able to make the play, but he's kind of just farming information at most. Now picked up Stu, knows there's shots coming from behind. One of the cars already gone, left him here. And it's like, Callum, there's one guy here. There's only one set of shots coming out of that compound. Why don't we just make the push? But he's got to stay on his feet. And with those shots like that, he's looking good to do it.
Yeah, but he can only play here for so long as he's got the support on the other side of Spine, because Glamond has got a great angle on the side as well. So Sutski is essentially trapped Really, what Sutsky needs is Kieran to look up on top of Spine and prevent this push from going over that ridge line. But this has become a tense battle. Ibra's now rotating out of there as well, so giving up that compound, the garage complex that is so powerful to play, because he realizes that his team needs him more than they need that position on the map. But Sutsky, I remember I said about Glamund having him locked in from above. Well, that's exactly what happens. Sutsky is going to get picked up. Trickwo is the one to find that kill, one of the players whose names I've said so many times over the last 3 days, and Clannon have played that to perfection.
Yeah, it's a stronghold from them, really, isn't it? His team's now trying to find a little bit of a new home, and interestingly, though, Formation Gaming give up the high ground. Tekis, though, pushes his way down, and Vetso, as they've already been spread and losing one of the players, they're again trying to find a little bit of cover. PSG, not a bad position, and the Dragonova is it's been under a lot of heat, should we say, when it comes down to social media, especially since the announcement of the update. But again, let us know what you think about it in chat. Obviously, I know there's a huge split opinion about this gun. I do waver on the side that it's maybe getting a little bit OP. But hey, there's always one gun that is up there. And if nothing else, that P90. It will remain up there upwards as well.
Well, the man whose tweet sparked the whole debate's playing in tonight's lobby, T-Bone.
Yep.
Playing on foot. I'm Team T-Bone as well.
Yeah,
I agree. I don't think that, I think the problem is they looked at the stats of the whole global population, like, oh, well, this gun doesn't get as many kills as the Mini or the SLR, so let's buff it. When in reality, no, this gun did not need buffed whatsoever. It's going to become incredibly dangerous. I don't think that update will be in place by the time PGC comes around.
No,
I think
they won't play that.
it might it'll just miss it, I think, by maybe one patch or two, because it is obviously a patch behind. But that thing is going to absolutely shred if they let that push go through inside of the tier 1 and the competitive scene. Foot up to 3 kills already, of course. Let's speak about the fact that we did see, I think it was Himmin was able to steal a kill a little bit earlier on. Itzy's picked up one, as has T-Bone, and they've locked down this hospital compound. They're looking down in towards George. They're in a fantastic spot, and their biggest rivals over the course of the 3 weeks so far in Formulation Gaming, just a little bit off towards the northeast as well, as they're playing by the first warehouses of George crates.
Good position. Starve obviously found themselves over. Marines are still holding. Clan obviously wrapped their way up to the top, but my logic is going to play down towards Foot, right? I think Foot in a good spot. Just is how aggressive does it go down to the south? If it goes into South George in the crate area, that'd be amazing. And we do see it go that way. I think there's too much water being held at the moment, as we have to wait and see where it's going to go from there. Wasto, after a early knock, getting the steal away from them and not getting getting that confirmed. They do find themselves with a drop right on top of them. So not a bad position to hold, and I think they'll be keen to watch this map now, Gibson. They've got 10 seconds left on that clock.
Yeah, they just hope it's not a case of PUBG giveth and PUBG taketh away, as we've seen so many times before when teams call in those crates. Draws a lot of attention to their spots. Salty from BFG, our third place team. Bitfix able to find that knock onto Sandrime. Couple of smokes into position. Will allow that res, but if I was Bitfix now, use that knock to get inside the zone. That's exactly what they're going to do. And look, not every knock is equal. Artun's able to get close enough with the nade to flush that one out, but that knock has just enabled Bitfix Academy to make this push, and that is why a knock like that can be so important. And now they're able to flood towards this compound that's being held by the Modern Vikings.
Yeah, it was kind of a lock on and off they go. They are trying to make a rotation round. You can see Super using that hillside. I don't think he actually knows exactly where the rest of the players are. Sending a fire already from Krebs, but the information gained from that rotation. I like the movement, but it just has half of the story, and there's a bit of a throwaway body there. MVS going to lose another one. Now it's going to apply even more pressure to the two that remain in the combat. They're going to need something special here to get out of it, as BFG are picking MVS one apart.
Yeah, Kurt's able to get a knock on the Sammy Gamers up in North George, or on the northern side of South Georgia. Say that nade by Adel is absolutely able to get that knock onto Tim. Does a lot of damage as well. And now Bitfix Gaming, they just need to push on in. Don't let Yippee-Ki-Yay get anything going whatsoever. He's completely trapped out by the flames. And well, he's in a hellscape. This is a hellscape right now, but can he escape from it, Mark? I don't think so. I think Yippee-Ki-Yay's days are numbered. Well, O'Connell, an assistance from Wace up to the north.
Oh, run through the fire there to go pick him up. Yeah, Waste obviously got the angle, can't get the confirm. BFG able to keep their bodies alive. Bad play from them. We are hitting on phase number 3. Sammy's not in a bad spot as well. We are seeing all these teams now take a position. Map Marines, bigger of a wide rotation for them. They go round from that northwest down towards the southeast with the long way round. They're going to be looking for a compound, but they have no information. I don't know what's worse, this or an E-pickup. They find themselves a nice little dip, and Waste, we're hearing these cars. I wouldn't be surprised if Waste maybe sends 1, maybe 2 people just to come out and have a little chuck a couple of nades over here maybe.
Oh, look, there's not much to play, so just bunker in wherever you can. Formulation Gaming, they have crashed out. They push towards the satellite out in the open, and Intense. And Chig is able to get that knock as Intense falls, and all of a sudden, it's a 1 versus 1, but Physics, he's going to catch the prone player. He doesn't, but eventually at the second attempt, Physics is able to find that second knock. He's going to rush to get the reses. Well, you can see the cavalry from both sides flooding in, and Iconic is going to feed the information that the roll-up is coming from Snooski Dooski. Stun grenades thrown, but Physics is need does 28 damage this time around. Ironic, he's going to roll on in as well and peeks up over. There is the kill coming through. Physics finding it out, and the Roaring Reindeers, they went down, but you know what? It was a really impressive effort by them. But Bitfix currently in 3rd place. They see a big opportunity to take down one of their rivals while they're weak.
Yeah, trying to get reading the kill feed, maybe trying to clear out what they can onto it. Obviously, nade over the top. Not bad nade. Doesn't quite get the confirmed text on the other side, though. Does get the flood through from Plebsto. All right, we'll try and hold here. Second ready, I suppose, holding the weight, though. Taking a side swipe himself and eventually going down as BFG have a sweep the whole way around sort of bottom side. This is the kill farm. This is trying to catch up with Foot Esports. Sitting in 3rd place, every point is going to be key. I felt like BFG, maybe not seeing them too early on here, Gibson. The moment they start getting those knocks in those compound by MVS, they seem to have clearly changed their tack.
Yeah, and it's an edge fight as well, so you really need to win this because you might not be able to find a lot of points as you make your way into the zone after this point. All 4 members back up. Bitfix, I think, having lost 2, falling back might be the play here, but I think with Adel, they're definitely Adel and Artun, they're 100% going to keep pushing. They know they can win their 1 versus 2s, but a lot of pressure coming through. Artun finds the knock on the Techers, but there's Intense up on top of the hill. Adel is going to flee the scene of the crime, but he needs to get out of there fast. Manages to hit the deck, but no, Physics flushes it out. Formulation Gaming pick up even more kills, and those points were double essentially as they take down one of their rivals for top spots, and Bitfix fall in 13th place.
Yeah, good spot for them. Good pick, and that was a definite clash of the leaderboard there. I felt he was, I don't care, we're ending this fight, to the point he pulled the handbrake. Could have easily, questionably maybe got away. Maybe not easily, maybe they're not right terminology there, but it was a fight for the leaderboard, try and cause some issues. Talk about some fighting though. Clan obviously working their way in now. DSG holding the outside edge for a while when it came down to South George, but with the zone continuing to work its way down, they are having to push down and tighten themselves down to Foot Esports. But Foot Esports, Gibson, are still holding a nice 2-2 split, as I double check that statement on the map.
Yeah, the 2-2 split though.
How long?
I think they'll hold it for a little bit longer, but not too much, because you can see the edge of the zone is just closing in this position now. But while you have this position of power, while you're still in 1st place, why not stay aggressive? You know, keep on flexing. You can see the fact that you have Unknown Mix just a little bit towards the east of them. That could become a problem if the 4 members of Unknown Mix decide to crash one of the 2s. But inside of George, things just getting heated up a little bit more as Clannon are trying to wrap it under Snulgita. And we've also got Slowstorm with 2 members up inside the little clinic that we have just north of hospital. But I like this. Look at Purdy Curdy trying to find somewhere to play. He's off on a solo mission to scout out the map, realizes that he can play this dip, and the rest of Slavia Ukraine are going to push over towards this ridge line now. That's
a good play. Very good play from me. He would have seen the car on the way in, so I think we know Purdy's a high IQ player anyway, so he's having a little look at this. Oh my days, here comes the madness. And I think both teams ended with ensured destruction with a...
It's gone. Just bye. See you guys later.
Explosive ending?
They're out. They're out. But look, we've got 10 more teams to focus on. Slowstorm getting ready for their exit. Just protecting the tires of the little coupe as they need to make their way out of this clinic. Clannan, Glamund as well, looking to play the edge for as long as possible, but needs to be careful that their Sneelguda decide that they don't want to rotate around that northwest side, because there's a very real chance that that's what could happen. DSG and their position, they could decide to wrap around the edge and push towards Glamund and actually split the solo from the 3 members up. You've got Slowstorm rotating as well. We have 32 players inside of Phase 5. That's half the lobby left alive, but still 10 teams. This is going to be really messy over the next few minutes as Squeaky is going to get knocked as all against us will lose 1 to Waste.
Everyone is now fighting for train, aren't they? Waystone, they've got the guns, they've got the real estate, they had that drop earlier. A lot of people be fighting for this high zone. It's like Foot Esports though, waiting for everyone to collapse their way in. Using 1 on that rotation as we are getting a big nade though comes through. Might try and run into, doesn't quite get it. The second one comes in, he goes down. Unfortunately, dealt with very cleanly, executed well, and that 2-2 split for somehow, some way, is Store being a benefit when it comes down to Foot Esports.
Yeah, well, you remember it's a 2-2 split, then you remember that it's 8C, and you're like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
There's Hyper getting the knock on Flush onto Fenrir from the valuable veterans as they're eliminated. There's Danny Manskin getting flushed by his own teammate in the midst of all the madness inside this crash, as you've just got a Swifty as they spray bullets through the smoke, and they're able to find one. Nade tossed in as well, but Marky misses the door by a fraction of an inch. But that could be the signal for Glamund to just get out of there. Hemman gets a knock onto Cleanus from DSG. Glamund, you feel like, is just going to rock up on the side of this hill, but again, this position's not going to be a safe one. You've got DSG looking this way. Slava Ukraini likely going to peek over this side of the map as well. Not a great position. Not yet.
How has DSG got in the shack when Clown was in there? That would be an interesting push. Slavado have lost one on their push forward. Sammy on the adjacent side got an opportunity. This is where these teams will start collapsing in Waste. I just want Waste to just settle down a little bit. Hunker down. You've got a great position here. You haven't got as many kills, and that's not to put aside the effort you've put in. Look at that, 400 damage here for a gunner. He hasn't got a single kill on the board. That's 4 times the amount of players he needs to get. Zone comes back their way. Waste, do not waste this here. Let's wait for the next zone to come in. We've still got 7 teams up. We're in the placement point. Let the kills come in the late zone.
Yeah, and there's a point coming through a Slowstorm who only had 2 players for a while. Get up 1, but Slava Ukraini are able to flush that one out. So, you know, maybe they're a team that could make a little bit of a run here on Playday 4. Playday 3, right? I'm not going to Playday 3. Yeah, Playday 3. Playday 3. So they could make a run. Elf and myself picks up the kill on the tab. You know what? I love this because you know for a fact that Kurt is probably going to be playing NA scrims later tonight as well. So he's going to do, you know, 6 maps back to back now. Quick shower, quick bite to eat, and then load it up to run 6 more maps later on this evening.
He's going to eat some chicken, mate. That's what he's going to be doing. Get some chicken dinner here, get some chicken dinner after, and NA's after, and then close it all off the evening. What a day of PUBG.
Well, look, he is 4 hours behind because of the time change, so nice shots coming through. You're inside dragging off danger zone now from this point. That's right within that one shot knock onto a headshot from this type of a position. So DSG, obviously you can see that they've taken a lot of damage already. The Vest's level 3, not too bad of a nick. Big thing for me, Leif's probably looking at that drop going, I would love to get whatever is inside that box, but you can tell that Himman has an idea that this is a great opportunity to catch these DSG players out as they make a move, and with the blue zone beginning to close in quicker and quicker, Mark, time's limited. This is not looking good because Himman and an auto are going to wrap in behind DSG whenever they make it in.
Yeah, they're also toying up with that move on blue zone, work their way in. DSG, they've got all these smokes to burn out, but it's not too bad. It's not going to cause them any issues, really, but they just got to get to this next section. Pray that, like we just saw, that blue zone also pushes Foot Esports in towards this area. Foot Esports have to cross the road. They're going to run out of cover here, but as you know already, with that 2-2 split, they're already positioned up. Look at this. Ansi's already waiting for someone to play peekaboo over the top. As soon as the head play appears, there goes one. Oh my days, he actually struck it there. And looks like Elf and myself caused the damage and eventually going down towards T-Bone. But Slava, been a bit wild, so we say on the west, in the wild west from Slavas. Now returning favours, 8 kills for them. They hold some high ground, they hold a nice bit of cover. No one's coming in behind them, and they should start farming forward. Top 4 teams will go. It's phase number 6, and welcome back to GGL.
Yeah, you gotta get the feeling that Slava Ukraini should be winning this one. They've got the high ground. Yes, you've got teams on multiple fronts, but if you can deal with Itzy and T-Bone right now, you've cleared that northern section of the map. Itzy needs to get aggressive. You know that you're downhill. You know that Slava Ukraini have an angle on you. So try to find a knock now. You can hear the footsteps. That shot's coming. It'll be a signal. He peeks on over. He picks 1. He picks 2. He picks 3. Spectral Elf and Curdy fall. And now it's all down to the P90 as Itzy times that perfectly with T-Bone.
I came over and was like, oh my, 1, 2, you said there was one of them there. Came over, 3 players with their back to him, and he went farming and held did that. P90 in hand, cracked the best on the run, and Slava went from our strongest team in the position here to down to 1 man. Other side though, Sammy Game has to do with Waster on the push though. Knocks either side though. We have Tab in down to a 1 shot. So we're going to try and get a med on, but not in time. Connor gets the nade through, and it's going to put Sammy down to that final player. Connor versus 1, but Waste, they got 2 numbers up, so 2v1 when it comes down to it before Slava gets crashing.
Oh, that nade could be brilliant, and it is brilliant. Geez. What a nade from O'Connell. Down goes Slava Ukraini as Itzy finishes off them all by himself. And I did say that this was Slava Ukraini's game. This is very easily Foots, and Mark, they could end up with an 18-kill chicken dinner here. Because they've got the high ground, but it is a 4 versus 2. Waste's one of the teams that have caught the eye over the last few days. You and I casted them inside of the playoffs earlier on this year. You know, the qualifications for the Division 1, the relegations, maybe you want to call them. O'Connell, TW, Viperus are all, and Party Beetle are just absolutely cracked as well. Can they take down the Titans?
This is a strong ending, but it's 10 kills, mate. He's got 10 kills. I didn't even know the numbers went up to that on this bottom side of the map, but he's definitely got a 10 confirmed up. 14 kills already. Even if Foot Esports take a second place at this point, it has been a good game, and a team which is already top of that leaderboard. You don't want them extending it any more. We're getting to that point now in the in this event that you don't want to allow a team like Foot just to accelerate a little bit higher.
Itzy has more kills than more than double Waste's kills combined. That's a big knock on to T-Bone though. And it puts Itzy in the 1 versus 4. We've seen him win these before though. Can he get downhill fast enough to get a res on the T-Bone? You're looking at the utility that he has to play with, right? He's got nades, he's got smokes, he's got mollies, he's got plenty to play with. He's also got godlike aim, probably really handsome too as he takes down Party Beetle from that sort of a range. Tosses the stun now as he tries to identify the next 1 versus 1 on the TW Nation. Lands a couple of shots, but he's forced back into cover. Again, the high ground means so much in a scenario like this, but he's got to fall back, Mark. He's got to get a first aid off. He's got to get himself ready to fight again, but he's just not stopping.
He's trying to back away, but he got hammered with that P90. But they're able to get back that number, so hard work undone with the handsome devil. So he's just going to launch as much util. You best use it before you lose it, and hopefully he doesn't lose it though. But it is a 4-on-1, and you say he's done it before. He'd done it less than 2 minutes ago when it came down to it, but admittedly, that team did have their whole back to him. Nice smoke wall. He's going to be able to be creative here. Maybe catch the 2. TV Nation should be going down. He has, but he runs straight in towards a nade as well. Will Anthony be able to get the last of it, but it's not explosive ending when it comes down to it. Waste are the only team to be able to put a stop, though, to Foot Esports. 14 kills for them, but Waste, they bagged themselves a nice 7 kills, 10 points, 17-point game.
It's terrifying whenever Itzy is activated this early on in the night. 10 kills, you got another couple of knocks in that last section of the game. Absolutely phenomenal game from Foot. Even though they come in second, I think they still top it with the kill points, plus the 6 points for placement, so I think that puts them at about 20 points. Big performance from Waste as well. You singled them out for some praise before the night started. They go ahead and get the day off with a big performance as well. But look, what a way to start. First map in Orangel down, 1 more trip to Orangel to go, and all I can say is fingers crossed it's as good as the first map.
this region doesn't disappoint. That's what I'm going to say.
Nope.
It doesn't matter what week, what game, wherever we are, what zone, it's aggressive. Good aggressive start. 30 Sports Day, major shouts to them, obviously second place. And you know what? Taking a 10-point alone by yourself, you've got to be laughing. And at least, even if you take that as a warm-up, Gibson, that is one hell of a warm-up to get going. Talk about warm-ups, though, we are going to take a quick break because we get warmed up now for the game number 2. It's going to be another wrangle before we work our way to that wonderful takeover in Vikendi. But for now, we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Have you ever seen this? Have you ever felt this? It's a feeling so unheard. When every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. When every time I every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. All I want is take me down. All this time I've been trapped in, not knowing where my heart is. I've been telling myself to stop. Just make me whole.
we go. It's map number 2. Oh, game number 1. Super impressive. Quite a default flight path. And give or take, Gibson, this is give or take the same. We've got a southeast up towards a northwest, though. Does crest over and end to that golden era of Zaki, where we always pray to have an ending with Zaki. Most of the teams should be okay, but no one's actually jumped for Millie. Actually, to the point I even looked to see.
There's only 5 alive.
I'm going to say 5 alive. We might have a remake on the go. So let me leave that. Come back to us wonderful people. Looks like we've got a remake. Remakes will normally happen, though, for those that are not aware, if people have lagged out or they have X amount of people that have disconnected, and they will be sending us messages. Yeah, I've got a message now, remake coming. Yep. They are normally waiting for us, though, when it comes down to that, because we are last to figure out who's in there. So what we'll do now is we'll remake the lobby. No points are classified in this one, as no one's had a kill. Stay tuned. Give us a couple of minutes, though, and we'll be back, though, for map number 2.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll
Okay, so this is now map 2 remake. I definitely feel like the players are going to want a map 2 pre-remake, because I was lucky enough to see the flight path as not too bad, pretty standard from a wonderful southeast all the way towards that golden era of Zaki. This time, remake, hey, have a west to southwest down towards the southeast, and everyone else needs to land on military islands.
Yeah, it's I'd say the players are glad, though, they've got the new zones with the fact that You know, they're not forced to drop onto Millie early and hope for the best. But again, you can see a lot of those teams will extend north, Foot making their way toward North George. Looks like Gatka could have a hot drop. I see Wace and Slowstorm about to descend upon that little, that little hamlet that we have in the center of the map. We've got another couple of teams dropping inside Pachinki as Sammy Gamers and Formulation Gaming. They're going to drop into this section of the map as Sedan Otto is just making his way on down. But Mark, look at Gatka. We've got the hot drop, Wace and Slowstorm, the same two teams that we've seen going head to head on Miramar a few times.
No people to click on. One's got an RPG in their back pocket. Gotta love it. We've had this a few times though. Wace obviously did get the win. Game number 1. Currently we're 4th place coming in today, 4th or 5th. I think that don't hold me to that. Don't kill me, chat. But a strong team. I do mention them, and they are one of the teams that have really impressed me over the last couple of months. I have to wait and see. Slowstorm and them have gone at it here a few times over, and it has gone backwards and forwards. Waste pretty tight. They are in that sort of southwest corner. And Slowstorm, though, are spread on the other side. So no individual player picked up. Kind of like both these teams have learned how to do this kind of hot drop now.
Yeah, it's the calm before the storm. The zone shift as well is a pretty nice one when you look at the way that it kind of shifted to. It did go onto that main island a little bit north, so I think most of these teams will be happy. Big issue for these players now, of course, is more so attachments than weapons. You know, you can see Party Beetles using the M16. We're seeing, the shotguns in the back pocket. I think I saw, if I'm not wrong, the VSS in the hands of Vipress as well. So, you're not really in the prime position to fight here, but at the same time, you can't flee. You try to flee, you're going to get picked off. So it's just a matter of playing the waiting game now to see which of these teams, A, overextend themselves trying to find that little bit extra loot, and B, which team is able to just be patient enough to take advantage of that overextension.
Patience is key on this one. And as I said, we have seen these guys go at it, and lucky enough for them, they are in zone. I think they will have on their mind that there is a limited amount of time as teams will try and come in, and they're going to try and farm as much information out, right? They need to try and push forward. They're going to try and get some sound cues. I do like Slowstorm. He's tucked in behind this table, but he's not making any sound cues. As we can see, Wace are trying to tease out some information from this.
Yeah, well, he knows that he's safe from the back because if O'Connell or Vipress run towards that, well, I suppose, front door, his back, they're going to get caught out by Grandis. So he just has to focus on this gunfight that's straight ahead of him by this door. O'Connell being patient again, not being the one to make that first overly aggressive move. This is what we spoke about. Who's going to hold their ground the longest? Grandis takes a bit of damage from O'Connell, who's just heard the footsteps inside. Look, he started peeking through that window. He's going to stun, and he's going to maybe make a move to push in the door. No, little peek first. But yeah, he knows that Jukin is in there. Doesn't know what weapon he has, but O'Connell is not going to take any unnecessary risks here either.
No, he just needs to hunker down. And Connor's doing the right thing. He's trying to force the player to give him a sound cue, give him some information that he might be able to play off of here now. See Viper's teasing the shots out though. RPG still in that back pocket, still hasn't unleashed hell, and looks like we've got more teams though coming on the other side. Footy Sports and Jason though. Oh, nade comes through. MVS have picked up the one. I think they've actually got a secondary down. I'm not quite sure we can get that confirmed out on the car on that rotation in. And no, it's only just the one. Otto is the only one down for them. We'll tab that back, but let's have a quick look back here. This is, you got to remember as well, Gibson, with this type of zone, yes, they're not in the centre of the zone, but with Everest, and it likes to pull back to Everest quite a lot, you kind of want to get clear of this fight early rather than later.
You do, but well, look at this fight that's going on now, because Himman is stepping up towards Tim. That nade is going to bounce. It almost goes through the window, but Tim is going to fall to Himman. Second nade comes through. That'll flush it out. Gibsy and Sandrime. Gibsy was going to go get the res, but now with that player falling, you get on out of there. You got your one, you lost your one, you move on. O'Connell will jump back inside of this fight by Gatka. Grandis took down TW Nation after O'Connell took down Jukin, and now that leaves us back in a very precarious situation. You can see the Vikings just rotating off towards the north. Snicken will step through and he's going to blow TW Nation off the map, and he puts O'Connell onto his knees. Vipress and Party Beetle now need to extend on through, but that is why the launcher is just so good to have in the back pocket. Zebra is going to run over his own teammate elsewhere around the map, but Mark, this is a fun fight.
NoobTube, let's go. You can see it through his mind. It was, do I res? No, I've got a NoobTube on my back. And he just jump shot like we were playing Halo.
Oh, Party Beetle really desperately needed the scope on the weapon there, but didn't have one. Snicking. He's able to find that knock through. Vipress now. Looks like our team that won the first map may be the first ones to fall. Nade's going to get tossed inside, but yeah, Slow Storm. They heard the nade. Nothing's going to be doing with that one. Snooski gets close enough to all against us elsewhere to pick up a quick 2, but your winners of the first map, first in, last out. And then it's last in, first out in this map, and as they go down in 16th place, Mark.
Look, it's a win, right? Winning the first hour is still a competition, it just might be the wrong way around. So, yeah, Waste, unfortunately, after a really good game, after a great start. And you know what, this time, we saw them in game number 1 itching out the compound. And we see this all the time. Teams get too aggressive sometimes. They play out early, and they do eventually go down. Talk about going down. AAU, they're down to a 2-man at the moment. Squeaky leading that charge now as the reses are going to be coming in. That's a big gap to take as well, so I'm about to say Squeaky needs to turn back and get that car, and he does. And that will be helping. That might even deter the reindeers from getting that res on. But I think he's going to just try and work his way around. Maybe try and get an angle onto the back of this building where he can now pick apart the players. But AAU are pushing away, and Squeaky now going to look for the drive-by though. He's going to go for that seat swap though. We know he can do this here, but the smoke provides the cover that is needed. They are back up though. And down some numbers, and reindeers down for a 2. You can see Squeaky can't get the gun out from the metal there. Squeaky comes through, goes for the seat swap, and Squeaky puts him down. One apiece. Reindeer's down to a 1, and he went to go confirm, and somehow got Squeaky running in on him. Down and out. AAU, I think he'd be disappointed with that one.
Snooski-Dooski's got a little bit of talent in that back pocket as he's able to pick up the kills onto all against us. We'll get the res onto his teammates now as well. You see another knock up on the hill as Ironic drops the nade up on top of Scarrett as Formulation Gaming look to remove the unknown mix as they extend themselves out of Pachinki up onto those Potch Hills. Takers wiping out Steak and P. There's Ironic wiping out the other one. The rest of unknown mix, well, look, you've got Symphonize on the meat seat. We call it the meat seat because, well, you're going to get absolutely beaten around if the team gets an eye on the back of this buggy at all. But I think the unknown mix have just about got themselves far enough back to maybe live the fight another day, but wouldn't put it past Formulation Gaming to keep getting aggressive onto this.
Where are these mortars going? That is a interesting mortar swing. It's not going this way. Must be going in for Formulation Gaming, but doesn't quite get the connection. It is a bit too far out. And Physics obviously on the push forward. The buggy driving around was too much. And the unknown mix don't even want to go, hey, I'm not going to pick you up. I'm out of here. We need to survive out. We need to get some points. And we know this region's bad. We've already seen it in game number 1. If you can find yourself in a little cubby hole and in the right end zone, I think you'll find yourself in a good spot maybe to get a few points on the board. But let's see if they can survive this round. All the teams though have tightened themselves in. We do have the Marines left to come in, so we the same. And I think everyone's sort of showing their hands now where they believe this zone's going to end.
Yeah, well, the rest of Bitfix have already got into the zone there in North, Mini Potch and inside of Squid and Octopus Hills as well. You've got the Mad Vikings, they're playing by the, just by the up downs, just a little bit of the west of the ice cream shacks. You've got the 3 members of Foot, 2 up on top of Everest. You've got Hemmen just a little bit towards the south. The team that I'm looking at right now, and I'm thinking you're in a pretty good spot, is STFU. They've got a couple of 100 meters either side with absolutely no players around whatsoever. You've got hills that you can play with loads of tree lines and loads of cover. You've got compounds that you can extend into if you need to. I like this positioning from STFU, and again, a team that I've given a lot of praise to. Xerox, somebody I like to watch, but Bang in particular, I think is a kid with a lot of potential. He's one of the younger players that we have inside of the PUBG competitive scene. He's got so much talent, and if he keeps going the way he's going, I wouldn't put it past him maybe getting a couple of trials with some of the bigger teams inside of Europe. And Wooly the coach has a lot of nice things to say about Bang, having played with him before as well.
Don't forget, Xerox does have the new global skins. I do like it. Felt like it was glowing. They are going to have to close their way now in towards the zone. We're getting that same sort of style again. It feels like that patch before where the same style endings come through. Flight path, though, nowhere to be seen around here. And Everest is holding on. Going for that kind of 2-1 split. They did lose one of the bodies early. Mad Marines, BFG, they're on the early rotation around that wider edge, taking that north approach towards the zone, sort of go far and come back in. Clan has a good position. Again, if it comes back towards Everest, we know it likes to attract the attention of the zone where possible. And Salty just having a little scout this one. He's just having a little peekaboo and figure out exactly where the players are. Seeing those cars at the end there, I feel like you're going to go, yep, there's definitely someone here, but I don't think they're going to see too much of a risk.
Yeah, you don't want to extend too far. Again, it's play day 3, so we're getting deeper and deeper into the season now, and you know, we've got a pretty good idea of what way the TLA League or Good Game League could play itself out over the next few weeks. Again, no surprise to see Formulation Gaming, Bitfix, Foot up at the top, but it's the performance of the other teams as they get a real handle on these rotations that I'm excited about. Roaring Reindeer's another team that you and I got to cast in those relegation promotion playoffs earlier this year. You know, they put some really good tape onto the board. Snooski Dusky, one to keep an eye on, Shiggleton as well. Oh, you know, there's a lot of good players inside this lobby, Mark, and again, it takes time. You know, when these teams aren't scrumming against each other every single day, you don't know what rotates they're going to take. You kind of have to guess based on what you do know. It does mean that we will see surprises like teams getting wiped out a lot earlier as well.
Yeah, and also the teams now rotate their way in. You know, again, trying to gather information. This is kind of that calm before the storm, right? It's that they're trying to. Every one of these teams has played enough in the sense they get an idea of roughly where it's going. Yeah, we saw the first time people sort of roll the dice, show the cards where they believe it's going to win. It hasn't quite worked out, but they're quick enough to move. Look at STFU, mentioned them before. Great position, no teams really around them, but they put themselves now in another position, hoping for it to come down towards this west-hand side. Bit fearful now, Formulation Gaming are one of the later teams coming towards this zone, and as a result, it does mean they are going to be down when it comes down to taking some prime estate. And looks like they just do a little drop off there. Sammy more initialized the shots though, but we know this team can shoot on the move, and there goes one. Will they draw the attention now for the second? They do draw the second. There's 1, 2, and 3, and Sammy, despite having a position, they go quicker down before I can even click on that final player.
Formulation Gaming just going right through another team, but there is Slava Ukraini getting in the knock, and Tens is going to fall to Clannon as well as that, you know, really aggressive push. Oh, that nade could be beautiful. Yeah, that gets the flush on the one, does a lot of damage onto the second one as well. Formulation Gaming, yes, you put a lot of points on the board in that little flurry of action, but you're down to just 2 players left alive. Ironic and Techers will have to fight this one alone, Mark, and even more importantly, where do they go? You look towards the north, there's very, very little space for them to take.
That's a big shift, isn't it? That is a huge shift. Good shot though. Clan does get a knock on towards Everest, and BFG though, bigger wide split for them. They've pushed all the way over. I do fear sometimes when teams do this because a 4-man pushing up on that east or the west can pick apart. BFG very much focusing now on Clan and in that compound, and they need to collapse that middle section to get that res in. No teams really extending, and I think some of this might be down to, hold on, we are quite late here. There's surely got to be someone already up on Everest and are slow. Now I'm going to push in STFU again, quick on those rotations, looking quite good.
Yeah, there's a big knock coming through, but that nade from Hot and Spicy with the AUG is able to get the knock onto Chukin and Snicken. Make us now the last player standing for Slowstorm. And behind the wall, surely they know exactly where it is, so Hot and Spicy will toss that stun. Again, this is not necessarily about getting that kill. It's about delaying time for the rest of your team to get here. That's exactly what happens. So now he can drop below. But there's a drive-by coming through. Slowstorm eliminated. STFU managed to find the kill as they get that drive-by as well. And now Slava Ukraini just moving in just to the south of this location as they're fighting with their Snail Gouda. But Mark, look what we got. We got another Panzerfaust, and it's Zeber this time with it in his hands.
Oh, surely it's a Gatka special jump and shoot. Slava though, they're not giving away the information just yet. Zeber waiting for them just to play peekaboo on the outside edge. They do have a knock and they should be able to get that res, but it's third party action coming in. There goes to confirm. Ansi, you know, he put 10 kills on the board. Looks like he's got a confirm on there, waiting for the players. Will be Zeba, and it's not giving him the information. He's not being teased enough to pull that trigger on that launcher.
Not yet, but he is getting closer to the action here. All 4 members of Slavia Ukraine have now managed to get in. That's a good molly, as it'll force the back. Spectro takes a lot of damage, gets himself into a corner, gets the bandages on, and will need to get back up to full HP. DSG, 3 players standing here. Swifty's just in the background as well. Big thing for me is this is the edge of the zone. You can see that the Roaring Reindeers, they're just a little bit off to the west. They're looking this direction as well, so they have their eyes and, you know, peeled onto what happens here in the kill feed, because they see the opportunity to vulture off some points at the end of this gunfight. Phase 4 will shift in about 9 seconds time, and if this goes north, these teams have no option but to deal with each other.
Yeah, there's definitely no option. We've got the yeah, there we go. That's now Overdrive to turn back and doesn't quite get these shots. Nice quick reaction as well from DSG to get rid of that fence, just so they can make the movement, make the play. A little bit further. Nades are coming through, and again, getting rid as much as they can. That nades should do a bit of splash damage, but not enough to get it confirmed. Really going to be down the line on this final player, though. Swift has to stop that push out, but focusing down the pipe when it comes on to that push. Now it does come through. Slavo looking to try and get that one. There goes 1 and 2 down and out, and with Swift unable to provide the cover and stop the crossover. Slavo have capitalized on the gap. They get 1, they get 2, and they clear it up. No RPG this time round. But do you know what? They do get the confirms. They put another 3 points on the board. They should be able to get this res just in time. It's 16 seconds, and the Reindeers won't be waiting for him. Surely, with full fortification up.
Yeah, Reindeers can wait for SU to make their way out now. Foot, they've still got 3 members from earlier. Hemon gets the knock onto Yippee T-Bone gets the knock onto Gibsy. And well, for the Vikings, that leaves 1 player left outside. That's Sandrime, who's going to come under fire. And T-Bone says, thank you very much for those points. He'll get the res on to Itzy, the man of the moment tonight so far. 5 kills for them. They've got themselves secured in North Minigatka inside the zone. And then we've got that mass migration. We've got Clannon making their way into the zone. They're getting in front of the Mad Marines just to the south. You can see the Reindeers and Slavia Ukraine both making their way inside the zone from this position now as well. We've got no longer very much of that hill left to play. You've just got Bitfix coming across Everest. They'll look down towards Formulation Gaming. But Mark, I love this late game circle.
Yes, a good ending. Actually, do you know what? It's an ending I thought we was going to get on that last map, or map number 1, should I say, not map 2.5. Tekkazo down to a solo player. STFU again putting themselves, you mentioned really early on in this round, they just seem to be rotating nice and quick to the right location. Not getting it right all the time, but they're putting themselves in a good location based upon that zone. And the zone shifts away. They're like one of the first teams to get in their car and get rotating. That sounds like a mortar.
It's what the best teams in the world do, Mark. It is a mortar. But that's what the best teams in the world do. They rotate really, really early. Now you've got Slavia Ukraine. They're making their way around that western edge of the circle. They're going to drive right in towards the Reindeers, who are going to hear them coming. The tire's gone on the UAS, so look, I do not envy this position, but the Reindeers are rotating in as well, and I think they're going to crash right on top of this position. Blanky's going to go down. Chiggleton falls as well. Snooski isn't able to do very much apart from see 1 knock come on through, and it's Kieran that found that one. And now Slavia Ukraine need to get these smokes off and get the res back off. They crashed the position. They got their points. Now they need to pray that this UAS does not flip this way.
Oh, lucky. No, a re-knockdown. Zone has shifted. High ground for the vets. He's playing, supposed to the advantage, but they are finding themselves out. BFG, who've taken their time, calm, collective, though, find themselves happy on the high ground, but now coming mortars in. They'll be able to read the feed for this one. Footy Sports eager to get a knock onto someone, as they were the ones that sent Slava the other way. So we dodge, duck, and dive as he's dancing his way around the explosive energy from 30 Sports, and now I got to try and deal with the firepower that's running out towards him.
Yeah, great position for Salty now with that dragon off as he aims towards Himinen. 1 headshot will find the knock, but you can just see that cursor not quite lining up perfectly with Himinen, who's just behind that rock. And while all this is going on, Mark T-Bone is starting to flank up the steps, but he does get the knock onto Salty.
Good. He's the killer of the Dragonoff. He's the one that hunts that gun down. Dodge, duck, and dive. Dragonoff in sight. Does go down. And the U2 is still raining fire on. They would take some shots, still doing the same. They have to work their way back. I feel like Foot will be able to get this res. The BFG won't be able to extend over zone. Does tighten its way down, and we are going to get Techers now. Have to try and deal with the Marines. He plays peekaboo for one. Doesn't quite get the connect. Has to go for the repeat the second time round. Does pick him up and able to recover himself back in. Lucky enough for him, though, BFG having to fight against that Foot Esports. Gives him the freedom of movement a little bit now. Kind of lure the Marines maybe into a second Techers trap.
Yeah, Techers, he's up to 1 kill all the time.
No!
The Superman landing, and then he gets absolutely smashed by his own car. But they should get the res. But as the res is coming, here come Clannon as they attempt to just put some more pain on. T-Bone is going to fall. Itzy, he know how much a machine is. He's stepping up now as he can see or hear Artun's footsteps just above him. Slava Ukraini, they get eliminated. You see another knock coming through as Hales will take down Trickwo as Clannon step out through the open. Wasp gets a nice angle. He gets the knock on the Glamond. Another player falling just in the shadow of Everest. Adel gets the knock on to Itzy though, and well, that leaves it all down to Himinen, who's on the other side of this ridge line, and I don't know if he's able to get that res. Itzy will fall.
6 kills, not too bad. We are top 6 now as the explosive action is well underway, and apologies, we can't keep up with everything. I would say that off the bat. BFG though still holding his high ground, still defending, but they don't know if they know exactly who his final player is. Will he be able to isolate the one of the BFG? Will he be able to get as much freedom of movement? He actually calls to go back down and pray for some of these other teams to look on. As BFG though will finish off Clan. Marines will be happy where they are. 4 kills for them, 1 apiece, evenly spread across, and we are about to go for our top 4.
Yeah, and the zone shifts north again. It's another harsh one for these teams who are just constantly moving from south to north. Was will get that kill onto Himinen, so that's the end of Foot. It's a 4v4, v3, v2. Bitfix now, they've got the high ground, but the high ground isn't inside the zone, so they need to force their way down the mountain. Mad Marines look to be the keepers of the gates as they make their way in, and I don't think Artun saw the silhouette of Hales just a little bit down towards the edge line and just beside the tree. I think Hales has actually managed to stay hidden.
Yeah, I think this tree's just provided the cover. I looked at that as well. I thought, oh, that's a clean hit, but I definitely feel like the tree provided the cover. Well, cover for time. As the leaves will fall, Mad Marines will try and hunker their way down. BFG have a huge decision now to make, right? Which way of the mountain do you come down? Or do you maybe try and hold out for a little bit longer? Because all these gunshots means there are going to be 3 teams looking north here. Actually, scrap that. 2 teams are going head to head, and the Marines are going to hold them out, though. STFU, they look to go forward. They want to take on the Vets and catch them before they move in. Good nade comes in, though. Vets, though, you got the 4. They've got the knockdown. STFU need to get this res quite quickly, but they also need to focus their attention on the push.
Yeah, Xerox now stepping through. You can see 7 kills for STFU, 1 player DVNO, but as you can see, Kieran's been excellent. Xerox comes under heavy fire. FAMAS in his hand, though. We know that thing can shred. You spoke about it. The small magazine size can be a problem for time to time. But look at that spray come through. Ibra just dodging bullets there with a little bit of magic. But there's another shot coming through from Kieran up on the ridgeline. Bang is able to find that knock, putting it to a 3 versus 4 now. Stun grenades being thrown as you can see them try to wrap their way out. Was gets the knock onto Fenra as valuable veterans lose another player. The BZ has just managed to dissipate, but this is not looking good for those veterans now. Toe taps though coming through as Ibra's able to find the knock on Namibri, and it's a 2 versus 2 now. But you can see another knock coming through onto Bang. Hot and Spicy falls as well. Xerox on the drive-by gets himself 1, gets himself 2. Xerox managing to get up to 10 kills now for STFU. But the question is, Mark, are those reses feasible? Because Bitfix are closing in from the east and towards the north. Mad Marines, they're just playing contain. They're playing hold. They're letting the rest of the lobby deal with themselves.
Xerox, what timing! That FAMAS came into swing. It must be the global skin glowing his way. He should be able to get at least one of the reses. The second one will be questionable. The smoke won't provide the information or give as much information towards BFG. Numbers, though, do go in the favour now for BFG, and he might be able to catch So the team would extend over. Nice play on the edge of blue, though. Phase number 6 goes to 7. We got 3 teams. Technically, it's a 3v3v2, and the Marines have held off BFG and the ability now to push in. They lose all their high ground, got to go, and actually they disengage completely because they haven't got any more information when it comes down to STFU.
Yeah, it's that 2v3v2, make it a 3v3v2, but the Blues of the zone does shift nicely towards Bitfix. You know, they've seen them lose a little bit of ground over the course of the night. Well, now it's a chance for them to gain that ground. A chicken dinner here will be massive. A nade like that from Adel will be beautiful, as Bang is going to get knocked, and this will force a difficult attempt at a res. Xerox pinned behind the rock now. Mibri is going for that res, but Mark, all they need to do is do the same nade. But look at that STFU in the blink of an eye. The Dragonov just dragging the head off of Bang as he is going to get taken out, and that leaves it all down to Bitfix and the Mad Marines. Artun still scouting on the top of Everest, but while all that was going on, Was has been climbing and sneaking and just crawling his way up to the top of this mountain, and once he gets over this ridgeline, Artun could be in the world of pain.
It's the unexpected now, isn't it? It's the coming up and over the mountain. Have they held this to a point that BFG have just ticked it off? Yes, we've cleared the mountain. There is no way they are coming up. Now sees the peekaboo, sees the player further afield. Does he take the fight further out? He's right out in the open, too tempting. Sees the player right in front, though. Arm2 still unable to provide the information that there is one above. He knows exactly where 2 are, but he has been spotted down to the final player. Doesn't capitalise up on that high ground, though, but Arm2 will receive some more of that MK, that 5.56 punishment, and here comes the util. BFG looking for an explosive ending themselves. Let's see if they can dig their way in. He does have the information as a player wide out, and he actually does tuck himself back in. Should be able to get knocked out as he jumps his way down and somehow gets back in with 1 HP.
Yeah, missed opportunity there. Now Artun will start to spray down from above. 1 headshot will do it as he peeks up over this ridgeline, and there it is. The Dragonov just sings out its song once roaring down the mountain, and down he falls. 19 points for Bitfix Gaming. That'll help them close that gap to the top 2. Big performance from this roster.
Yeah, winner chicken dinner. BFG, they were the team at high ground for quite some time. You remember they pushed out and they extended really far across Everest, and we see sometimes Gibson teams sneak their way in, but no one even dare to tempt taking off BFG. And actually, for that, the reward, they get themselves a nice chicken dinner. Yeah,
they'll be pretty happy with that one. That'll put them nicely as we make our way into the third map of the night. And Mark, a little change of scenery this time, as I believe Tego will be your next little landing spot after this break.
Yep, Tego is coming up. Sit back, relax. It's time to get yourself a drink and that more popcorn, because this is explosive. We'll see you guys in a few.
Have you ever seen this? Have you ever felt this? It's a feeling so unheard. When every time I hear your voice, like my feelings having no choice. And every time I hear your voice, I wish I could remember. When every time I Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love. You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose.
Live. Here we go. It's map number 3. Not bad. Flame path though. Better than I'll say game number 2 because we've got a northwest. We've got it down to kind of an east central. Does really favour that sort of top side of the map. And as we all know out there in chat, Tego is becoming one of my favourite maps because it does offer a variety that it has when it comes down to those style of zones. But Gibson, this type of flight zone, mate, I think these teams will spread out nicely. And I think we should have a good Tego game.
Yeah, it should be pretty fun. Again, this is the first map that was brought in where the flight path didn't necessarily have to touch the plane and kind of just spread out through all the other maps. But again, I thought Tego was really difficult at the start for competitive PUBG. And it was due to the fact that I think more so the players hadn't figured it out yet. You know, they didn't know what the best rotation paths were. They didn't know where other teams were going to drop and push through. And we found ourselves in a scenario where games were ending inside of Phase 4. Now the map is understood a lot better. So the games do tend to go a lot closer to center point. But thing is, Mark, this is Telia League, so we do get early game fights. And straight off the bat, we're seeing a bit of contention here for this pretty, you know, standard drop spot. This isn't a spot for two teams. This is a spot for one or two players. And we've got Bitfix and Slowstorm battling it out. And, well, I think Jukin could be, it could be curtains for poor Jukin in a few seconds.
Shotgun on his back. Barrel on his front. He's going to try and bait him in one at a time. BFG, obviously, you have got the numbers, but I think SWS or Slowstorm might be taking a bit more of a slower approach to map number 3, but let's not write him off just yet. He can hear the footsteps now making the way to him as he just shimmies his way back. I think he just want to make sure that he can get a clear indication to them. Hey, I've got a shotgun in my hand. Don't push me.
Yeah, but it's back to the wall stuff. Level 2 helmet, level 2 vest. You know, look at the way Bitfix are playing this too. Bitfix are not giving him a close range shot. Not at all. They're going to flush it out. The first pump with a shotgun, they were like, right, let's not get in a close range gunfight. Let's just get out of here. And I think the sad thing for Chukin was he was trying to stay alive long enough for the rest of the team to arrive. And they were, what, maybe 15, 20 seconds too late? Oh my God, that zone is horrific. Oh my God.
Mate, 15, 20 seconds too late. He's got nothing on that zone there. That is horrible. Elf from Shelf was a solo player, but unlike SWS, the reinforcements have now arrived. Wasto losing one off to be the aggressor. I don't know if they know about the off angle with TV Nation going a long way around. A bit of a longer series for him before he comes back to take on the action. Viperus, though, no VSS in hand, the MK, no lid. Got to be a bit cautious. Lava are looking to drive this forward and ensure Waste leave this compound, but TV could cause them problems.
They could. Look, again, this is TW is a player that we've seen pop off multiple times, but I think TW is making what we call the business decision, Mark. Get away from that side of the road, join the rest of the team up on the hills. That's a smart play.
Yeah, a little bit of a divide here. Back to your obviously comment on Tego. I think you're right. I think these players were trying to figure things out. And I think that was all down towards timing. Didn't have the timings right. But now with the drop zones, it looks like Slava getting the timing right now on their push. One push over on foot, though. O'Connor going to launch his nade. Will go a little bit too far. Slava gets him pretty tight. And he does actually pick him up, though, with the shotgun. Viperus, though, storing that compound. Might be looking for an exit as quick as she can. Because TV Nation is the only one left on the outside, and I think Waste have got to make a decision. If they get a knock here, does TV Nation come in? If they don't get a knock and Viperus goes down, I think, like the other team from that last game, it was a hey, survive.
What you got to do sometimes, you can hear the nade from dropping towards Viperus, who will be able to spot out Kurt, but you can see the rails will just take most of the damage. TW Nation is able to trade that one back instantaneously, though, but just like that, Waste are going to get eliminated. 16th place as Slava Ukraini pick up a couple more points. Slava Ukraini have actually been putting a pretty nice day together so far without any chicken dinners.
Put a good shift in. That's what we say in Essie. They put a good shift in. And they all get the points. That's the main thing. And it's a longer event, right? It's not like it's a best of 12, best of 6. That's it. This ain't longer. This is a series of weeks. Then with that super week or that super final week, then where we get those 3 days back to back. So a good day. Yes, you might not get the chicken dinners this week, but it might result in keeping yourself higher on that leaderboard.
This is a tense little peak battle we got here, isn't it? Oh, the spray comes through.
Shoot the launcher.
Oh.
Nope.
Oh. You see, when I shoot that thing, it would have hit the street well in front of there. I can never get the range right.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Someone on a Rangel was getting destroyed.
100% just needed to get that. Didn't quite get it. So I'll be disappointing himself on that one as he has tucked back down. Downside, obviously, to the RPs is you haven't got the secondary weapon, so he can like whip out to get a mini. And yes, he might have missed that one. He has to go back and find his secondary weapon. And it's BFG now taking on SW. They've been immersive in action, should we say. But Prebz has moved further in and having a look now at the bridges. And with those rotations, with that timing we was mentioning before, one thing I do worry, and one of the things the players have got down really well, is how to hold out a bridge camp here.
And Mark, we've got to keep an eye on the kill feed as well. We've got a prediction in chat this map. Will Trickwo get 2 or more kills map 3? So we'll keep an eye all map long for that. You know, hopefully that hopeful situation. We want to see if we can get some love in there. All against us. They're rotating their way in. You've got all the members of Clannon just moving onto that side of Shipyard. Not a bad position to be in. They can get across the water if they can, if they want. There's usually a boat that spawns to the north of Shipyard. But Mark, you and I think back to a couple of weeks ago. We had a circle very similar to this where both sides of Shipyard were kept inside the circle until phase 4, phase 5. Teams became sitting ducks as they tried to swim across. But the problem is, if you leave it too late to get on that boat and rotate from the east side to the west, teams that are on the coastline already they get free shots away.
Do you look back at Shipyard though? That's the big thing. Or the teams that are coming over, they're coming over one at a time now on these bridges. So normally you'd see some, especially where we get MV pushing over now. Teams might be trying to hold out. I actually think Cloud might be okay. I think they might take their time to get over. I think then the question is, does go get those kills that's required in chat? But he's having a little scout out, and we've had some really good actually plays in Shipyard. A couple of weeks back, we had someone land up on the cranes at the top thanks to the E pickup, and no one was able to get up there, so he was able to rake havoc down on everyone else. So we did get a Shipyard ending.
Oh, Shipyard endings are fun though. I really like Shipyard endings. I like, and I always speak, where Formulation Gaming are right now? One of my favourite spots to end the game. But this hill line, this ridge that we're seeing right now, I don't think I've seen a single map in this game, in comp, where I've seen as many kills as I've seen from this one little ridge line catching teams out. They're not going to get anybody this time around because everybody's already gone. But the amount of teams and players that we've seen wiped at that one position mark is phenomenal.
Yeah, it is such an anchor point for multiple angles. The teams have to come down. We've seen end zones go there as well, so teams rotate. We've seen E-pickups dropping on top of people. It's just one of those hotbed areas when it comes down to the end. STFU fighting for survival, and a team which have been very well, I think, highlighted about their rotations. They're holding their angle now very much on this sort of west-hand side of the zone. We'll try and center up that map as best I can. We still have BFG working their way in, and we still have SWS. They're going to rotate their way around. And it looks like it might even go further afield out towards that west and down.
Yeah, BFG could be in trouble. Because if they rotate towards foot, they've got that bridge locked down. You go towards Roaring Reindeers, every bridge is pretty locked out at the moment. So this is going to be a very difficult rotate in to make. Him will be the one that'll feed all the audio cues to the rest of the team. So I think Prebz is scouting it out, but I don't think he can see the fact that Himmin is there.
Depends how patient he's going to be when it comes down to moving. So have to wait and see on that one. But for now, Sammy's obviously making a couple of shots, making them themselves well known. DSG, a team which plays pretty tight, and he's obviously on the shots for them as well. And the zone will shift. This will force the hands of a few. And oh my god, what is with the zones? We go north, we go towards Army Base, but we go towards the sea, where no ending can fathom its way in. So 15 teams, 59 players, 50% of the zone's water. Hey, throw ourselves now into the mix.
What have these players done tonight? Like, did they not let the puppy inside whenever it gave him puppy eyes outside the door or something? Like, they've done something really mean to get zones like this tonight. I guess one thing though, if there ever was a region that didn't need really mad zones like this to get the action going, it is Good Game League in here up here in the Nordics in Norway. So I'm excited. This is going to be bonkers over the next few minutes.
Some of the edge plays can be better because a lot more teams go for more of a centralised approach here. Sammy being one of them, and Clam at least making their position known, I'd say in the right amount of time. Sammy was about to breach over.
When is the perfect time to breach over? No?
Anytime.
No time like the present?
No time like the present. Crash, crash, crash. We've got 59 people. And you've got no zone. You're going to have to try and take a compound. The only thing I'd say with that compound, it's going to be really tough because you're going to be near the water. So unless you're really lucky and it pushes back to your neck of the woods the whole time, you've got to know that you're going to have to push away from it at some point.
Yeah, but Mark, this can get worse. Like, this is phase 2. Phase 3 can still go north. Like,
bang.
Okay. That pony kicked hard that time as it flipped backwards as DSG managed to get in this compound and in the perfect timing because you can see those nails. Oh my god, Felix.
Days. That is disgusting, Aid. Oh, to go. I've got them on speed dial. Don't worry, people. If people see a push from them, we can get over and see if he gets these double bubbles. Now, the blue zone nades do come in. Not close enough, though, to get that confirmed. They've got to be cautious because there are teams behind them. With those teams playing in towards the zone. Not so many teams trying to hold on the outside edge. SWS, they will finally get themselves in towards zone. So does BFG. Unknowns push towards foot. BFG, foot, and unknowns all going to try and take the sort of southwest. Reindeers and AAU, I'm going to try and take that sort of southeast. After that, it's just a bloodbath in the middle.
Yeah, it really is. Cyrex gets the knock on to Kieran's. Valuable veterans get pushed by the Mad Marines just outside the compound. Again, is that knock enough to push fully? I don't quite think so if you're looking to take this compound away, but it's definitely good enough to get this point. Cyrex is going to get traded back the other way, as is Booms, but is it too little, too late from valuable veterans as their teammate will fall? Now we're seeing Slava Ukraini. We spoke about them being the team that we, a team that have been playing pretty well tonight. We spoke about how dangerous boating can be in the late game. Well, they've gone ahead and done it, Mark, and I think they're in a way with it.
I actually think they have as well. I think everyone's focusing inward towards that zone. Drops don't land out, and then a slight giveaway. AAU. Also, yeah, now the fight with the reindeers. I think the reindeers have the better cover. They are in the forest, but they are a little bit further afield. We're going to have to rely on the players, though, as the van goes through the midst. BFG, though, also kicking off, and it won't be long before Foot Esports, though, want to try and rain fire from above.
Yes, Garrett's able to find some damage. Sutski gets the knock on to Trickwo as he's going to be put DBN over. We're going to stick with this fight with Bitfix Academy. Out in the open, Adel is going to pop a first aid, but you can see the blue zone starting to do some real damage. Valuable veterans have been eliminated by Formulation Gaming. And this is a real opportunity. Itzy's getting involved as well, as he's able to find a flush onto the unknown mix. This is all kicking off. Brula D stepping around the side. He finds another knock on the Roaring Reindeers, but he's traded back instantaneously by Chiggleton, and a great knock. Snooski Dooski has been pretty mad with those nades tonight so far. Another couple of knocks, and he should be able to maybe get this res off if he is quick enough.
I think they're good to see the reinforcements now coming to go get that res off. And V, they're still tinkering on the edge of Sammy, though. Marines have got so much freedom of movement. Surprised they've not actually gone to the army base, being like a home turf for them, though. STFU still chipping away at that zone, and Slava find themselves on that boatation towards a very clean area. And now taking some shots. I think they're just trying to farm as much information as they can.
Yeah, did we lose Trickwo in the midst of all that action?
By the way, we have.
We have. And he didn't get 2 kills.
Hold on, we can confirm. No.
We did. Nope. So we we'll remember to pay. We'll remember to pay out in that prediction in 15 minutes time in the future, right? Because that's what that's the delay. Bitfix now, fresh off the back of their big win the last time around on the edge of the zone. Artun has the Roaring Reindeers pushing through. They did get all those reses off, Mark. That could be big for them. And the fact that they're moving in ahead of Bitfix, it gives them that leapfrog. And the leapfrog can be so important.
Yeah. BFG sourced the information first. Reindeers already moving in, always transitioning closer towards that zone. And I see BFG, who have wrapped away from Foot Esports, I know they can only wrap so far back here before they come back into cover. And BFG also be calculating that got to find a bit of terrain they can play and ensure they keep their heads down, because they could be pincered here. Foot Esports could collapse towards them. Reindeers could collapse towards them as well. BFG going to have to fight in their back heels. That's not what they want. I think they're going to be waiting for 17 seconds, and hopefully the zone's going to play away. Yeah,
well, we did get the zone shift. This is just going to, I think, kick directly southwest. Should go at this point, keeps as much land into the circle as possible. We'll know in 3 seconds time. 2, 1, and the zone is going to go to that southwest spot that I expected it to go. So hill's completely open. We've got one compound in the center of the zone vacant, but who are the big losers? Bitfix, Foot, and Reindeers. They all got to fight, but DSG, they're wasting. I think they're going to drop right in the center of the zone.
Why not when you got those emotes? Have to drop their way down. Obviously, drop does come in. The Famous in hand, but they are down one. They do get the shots, but not enough to get the connection. Looks like we are going to get them to rotate their way in. And they'll be free. SWS will try and take the opportunity to sneak their way through, but they are sharing that rotation, though. STFU. Initial shots, though, do happen. That pony goes sending its way forward. There goes one, and there goes two. Unfortunately, the tree was just too much. Too hot for hot and spicy.
Yeah, I'm actually disappointed DSG didn't go center zone. If they went center zone, they would have been absolutely gifted, but instead, they could be just dropping, you know, an airdrop of loot potentially for Foot, who've got 2 players left standing. But, you know, DSG, high ground, 4 players up. No reason why they can't do some real damage onto Itzy and Himinen. But Bitfix Gaming on the other side of this fight, they're getting knocks and flushes, roaring reindeers. Snooski, Olsen, and Chig left standing. And well, just Olsen and Chig now, as that other knock comes through. Snooski's nades will have no more impact unless they can find this res.
Yeah, needs to keep the pressure on though. Chig though does get isolated as nice wrap comes round. BFG looking to try and finish off quickly. Nades come through, does do a lot of damage though. Secondary nade comes through and the player's going to go down. Does have the meds on hand to be able to get it back. Both these players backing away, 1 HP. Going to try and put a bit of distance between them and BFG so they can get some meds on. But it's a matter of time. The zone is coming in. There goes one. Reindeer's down from Herd. Down to a solo. And BFG looking to work their way in. Does tuck himself on the outside. Blue does the damage, but BFG will finish it off.
Yeah, but now BFG are getting picked off by Itzy. 3 kills for him now. This time is needs to get the res. Salty crawling to salvation, but the blue zone's going to do too much damage. That'll be another point on the board of Foot. Actually, no, Hales is able to steal that one away. So, point on the board for Mad Marines. Himinen probably going to fall pretty soon now as well. As you can see, DSG wrapping in, and Itzy will be the last player standing for Foot.
4 kills. You know, we can be a bit of a warrior here. Or hoping that DSG will overcommit and be caught out in the open. Does get the damage. Blue does some damage as well. Phase 4 tickles a little bit more than the ones before. And I suppose with only 1 med left in the back pocket, got 50 over 2. He's in desperate need of a knock and confirm and pick up some more 5s.
He has nades and he has mollies, so utility's not a problem here for Itzy. So interesting to see that he's not going to try to flush that one out. Instead, he's a little bit more focused on BFG, you know, and maybe it's not BFG you need to focus on. Maybe it's the Mad Marines that are just peeking over from the north side of this gunfight. DSG, they're rotating in towards the zone now. They've managed to get that res. But we've got a big fight on the northeast now. We've got the Modern Vikings, Sammy Gamers, and Clannon all trying to push their way towards the zone.
Difficult, right? Zone held on. And we said before, like, yes, you can go towards those compounds on the coast, but at some point, yeah, you've got to be really lucky for it to land on that compound on the coast. At some point, you're going to have to work your way back. And unfortunately, all these teams now having to move in at the same time, like what we saw on the south side. They're all condensed in, though. Clan, they've got the Famous and the Grozer in hand. Sammy looking to try and take the fight where they can, but actually using the ridgeline not to take the fight with Clan, to actually shoot back and up and over the top. So needs to be caution. Oh my days, what a nade. And then the barrel spray comes through, goes wide out in the blue and actually goes down himself. Sammy, hero push down towards the 2 playing left as Otto is trying to deal with MVS.
Yeah, Otto spraying through, finds the knock on the Sandrime, gets that flush as well. Blue zone phase 5, doing a lot of damage. Another spray comes through, manages to find that one. I think it's actually the blue zone that gets the knock. Sprinting through, 5 damage at a time. But Mark, I think he's given up. He's given up. He's going to fall. Adel's going to drop as well as we lose Bitfix. Sammy Gamers eliminated. Bitfix, I think, have been eliminated now as well. And Bang from STFU has fallen. We've dropped to just 6 teams left.
It's a difficult. They are looking to go. Obviously, Foot, as I said, has gone. The BFG has gone as well. 6 teams remain. Phase number 5. Back to the regional average. We're going to have Modern Vikings end that one. Scrap it. 5 teams, phase number 5. So we're going to have to try and work our way through. Slava took the boat rotation. It has worked out for them as they are now clearing that top side. The only team now remaining up here is STFU. And an argument to say Formulation Gaming might be pushing them a little bit closer towards Slava.
Yeah, and Slava are feeling it right now. They got the drop as well. Spectro is going to get that kill confirmed. Hot and Spicy will drop as STFU go down. 6 kills now for Slava Ukraini. And they should all have pretty good gear. You can see the drop just behind them. You can see they're getting those weapons and, you know, lids. Of course, the main drop is what you're guaranteed. Level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, and the crate weapon. In these other boxes, Mark, it can be a little bit of a mixed bag. You're going, am I going to get, you know, am I going to get something like a FAMAS? Oh my god, well, Purdy's going to get himself, boom. It's like, am I getting a FAMAS or am I getting ammo? It's like, that's the sort of thing you can get in those boxes. Kurt, though, he doesn't need any encouragement whatsoever. He's got that knock and he is sprinting for this flush. But does he know that Hales is getting in position?
I think he's hoping there are more people here. Goes a nade stacked up with that blue zone. Now it bounced nicely. The blue zone will maybe force the players a little bit further out. Be very much on the edge. Does get him. Get out of zone. Does get it as well. Just as react quick enough to that blue zone. Marines are close enough though. They do get paid down. Be looking to try and get that confirmed though to remain. It's a 4v4, v2, v3. As if they want to be able to get Purdy Curdy back up, they're going to have to do it pretty quick. But more importantly, they've got to deal with Mad Marines.
Yeah, Hales is just putting so much fire down with those nades. Manages to flush out Kurt and makes it a 3 versus 2 on this battle for the H. Formulation Gaming, your current lobby runners up, I'd say. Second place as things stand. Big opportunity for them to continue closing the gap. 9 points on the board already, plus a guaranteed 4 points for placement as well. So they're on 13 points regardless of what happens from this point on. Techers looking over that ridgeline towards DSG. They're trying to lock them out. I think Techers needs to feed this information to the team. Let Slava Ukrainian, the Mad Marines, let them battle on the other side of the zone. You focus on DSG and not letting them push up onto your territory.
That's this though. And Marines, and the one's now going to force DSG towards Formulation Gaming, kind of falling on their sword. And just waiting for it to be unlaunched, but it doesn't. So hopefully we get back-to-back. Techers, though, is down. You might be able to get the res, though, with the Panzer in hand. DSG looking to still try and get it. Remember, DSG to that E pickup. They didn't take the early option. They didn't go for that middle compound. They actually played for that south side, and actually somehow it's worked out for them.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed that DSG have given themselves a chance to win this as well. Nades being topped in every direction bar the right one. As Intense back speed, Ironic will take down Swifty. Heels gets down Alpha myself, and all of a sudden the Mad Marines are wiped. It's a 3 versus 4 now to finish the game. Formulation hit 11 kills as Ironic is able to pop off. He moves up to 3 kills for himself, and now they need to flood down towards Slava Ukraini. They know where they are relative to the zone because they heard the gunfight kicking off. Can they win the 3 versus 4? Elf Spectro, can they put up a bit of work, or will they see themselves taken down by Formulation Gaming?
I think you look at this zone, though, Gibson, and go, wrap for the south, wrap for the higher ground. We want to play from the higher ground. Both the teams looking to do it. Physics, the only one really trying to hold that bottom side. I think he's better to get enough information from the guys, and actually he's got himself the realistic of the zone. So I think both the teams, same mindset, same play, push themselves up, though. Tekker's going down. Unfortunately, the use of the utility, the Panzer, is not done. Nades go over the top though. 3 versus 3 though. Hyper wrapping away, backing his way down. Both. Would you expect Slava now to disengage? They play peekaboo over the top. They're going to see the backs and packs. They nearly go down for a secondary one. They've got to think about how they get in zone.
This is really winnable for Slava Ukraine now. They've got the MK in the back pocket as well. Look at that, fully level 3 geared out. So Spectro can afford to just wrap around and do a lot of scouting work. Physics completely focused on what's going on directly to the east. Shot coming through. Hyper gets the knock onto Intense. It's a 3 versus 2. Slava Ukraini really pushing back with unrelenting force now towards Formulation Gaming, as they should have lost this one. It was a 4 versus 3, but all of a sudden it's a 3 versus 2. You know where the MK is, Physics, but you do not want to dance this dance for too long, because one good shot laid up by that MK could be a difference maker in this one. Physics locking down the zone, but keep an eye on Ironic. He's got 2 members of Slava Ukraini hounding in his position, and if he goes down, Physics all of a sudden is in a 1 versus 3, but that's a big knock from Physics onto Spectro.
Yeah, it really forces the hand now. I think Slava was relying on having the ability to get him down that sort of northeast side, but Blue Zone Nade might push back. We're going to see the opportunity now for that Formulation game to start wrapping their way around it. Blue Zone Nade does get it. It's 2v1 now. Physics pushing his way out, trying to close the gap as quickly as he can, deny the information. He knows he's got the knock closer towards the zone. He now has seen both these players, and he knows they're on the outside. 3 times, though, on that Org. He's a bit of a beast. He's going to try and go for that high ground, wait for him to play peekaboo around the outside. These guys have to go either side. Molly does go out, sees the spot on the outside, hasn't picked up the rotation. Now he goes on the other side. There goes down to 1, goes for a repeat, but Slava will clear it out. Winner, chicken dinner. 13 kills, and arguably, I don't think they were the favoured team coming into that one. Boat rotation, crashed up on the beach. They crashed up on the beach. They worked their way up. They get themselves a winner, chicken dinner. Formulation Gamer had it all to lose. And do you know what, Gibson? They actually did lose.
Yeah, big performance from them. Again, you look at the push, Techers, I think, pushing out, and then Tans pushing out with the launcher in his hand, having the Panzer. Overconfidence. Again, I like confidence, but I think they got too confident at how easy they could wipe out Slava Ukraini, and they managed to take the win in that team. 13 kills, 23 points. Big thing for them is Formulation Gaming. We're above them in the leaderboard. They're continuing to stay above because that kid, they had a second place with 11 kills on the board as well. But all in all, really good third map. Vikendi is coming next, though.
Yeah, here's the Ice Storm. That might be able to put a little bit of a chill pill for Formulation Gaming because they were hyper-aggressive, super hot going into that one. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it will be the Blizzards up next. Vikendi, stay tuned.
And you're back in the room. Welcome into Telealian. Map 3 here on Vikendi. Flight path going north to south. We'll call that 11 o'clock, making its way down to 6, with Deca Mesto being the last proper stop on the flight path. You look out the left window, you'll see train station. You look out the right window, you'll see lumberyard. Conditions on the ground are cold, chilly, and deadly for all these sides. Mark, we've been doing some predictions tonight. What prediction should we put in for chat in this map?
Ooh, let's go with should we make, I don't know, should we do something around the winning? Will we say, will a new team win the chicken dinner? Because then we get the people chatting in chat. But you can't put it in chat yet because we're 50 minutes ahead of everyone. So you need to type it and read it. But it looks like you've just, I know,
just paid out. Paid out the other one. Don't worry.
Don't pay out. Don't pay out, man.
We're going to make the prediction in 14 minutes time, as Fenray will pick up the first kill, as Scarrett will fall. Unknown Mix not really going the way they would want it to go today inside Observatory. There is another bit of action as well. We've got that Rez coming up hot and spicy, getting brought back on his feet, but all against us, pushing fast. There's nothing worse than being caught with no loot, is there? Like, genuinely, you've no loot, you're out in the open, and you've got a team taking down 2 members of your squad in the blink of an eye. Observatory. Well, Mark, all we've been observing in Observatory so far is STFU players getting taken out.
Difficult as well for a team that rotates really well. I'm going to go down AAU. We've got some much needed points on the board. So, not too bad. We have that frozen river at the top, which everyone always misses. I still actually like the river I find in Tago. So just watch that space. We might see it aggress up that way. It's definitely the high ground I want to look at. We've got one just by reindeers though. They're mostly locked down the compound. I want to see what hits on that east hand side. Who takes the high ground there? And obviously more importantly, in between clan, we might find, we get Trickery. Should we tap him up again? Should we see if he gets 2? He gets 2 this time.
Mark, I have a question for you though, and it's a very important one, and I want chat to get involved as well. Old Vikendi or new Vikendi?
Old Vikendi or new Vikendi? To play as a player or as a caster?
Yeah. Well, we never got the old Vikendi as a caster, so just in general.
I have to go new Vikendi.
I prefer old Vikendi because you had all the train lines and you had the frozen river all the way down the eastern side of the map with Castle on the frozen lake.
Yep.
Yes, there's more compounds and yes, there's more fancy stuff in new Vikendi, but I actually preferred old Vikendi.
I don't think Vikendi's finished yet. I think it's due another update.
It's in progress, is it?
Yeah, I think it is, right? Because they've added some like little hills and dips and crevices, but fundamentally it's still much open ground. And if you look at how the end zones come, we always see these hills stay in effect. So it's a race for the high ground. Seems like you mentioned in the last game, we haven't got the timing correct when it comes down to this map. We are still learning. I do feel like they're going to add density to this map. I think they're going to put more trees in. I think it just feels a bit too open. And I think that a lot of the feedback's coming back is it's too open.
Yeah, they're worried about global warming too, so get more trees. You know, good for the environment. 100%. Get offset the carbon footprint. By the way, I see our good friend Pixel is in chat tonight, so I want to say massive congratulations to Pixel and the rest of the boys on getting picked up again. We've got an old familiar face, SSG, back inside of PUBG, and it's great to see Pixel, Roth, Page, and Sharpshot getting picked up. So massive congrats to them. Yeah,
massive shout, mate. Do you know, it's good. Good to see an old name back, full circle back in PUBG. That's always good to see when we get the investment back this way. And you know what? Well deserved. 25 grinding, mate. Grinding. They're a team. I don't want to be biased. We see him in EU and in NA scrims, right? We see him taking the time to learn multiple regions, getting as much game time as they can, and it pays off.
Yeah, exactly. Get your study in. You know, get ready. You've got a PGC coming up pretty soon, so it's important that you're prepared and ready. Going through the Ice Valley right now, we've got Sutski from the Valuable Veterans just rotating the way on through. Knowing me, if I was driving, I'd 100% make my way down inside one of those massive crevices and not be able to make my way back out. But Sutski doesn't fall for it this time around. Mark, this is interesting because we've got Waste rotating just past. Sutski is going to bail, and he gets out, but he's got no scope on anything. Is that a naked DMR and a naked G36?
Love it. Love it. I do like it as well. You have to like you can't just do the aggressive turn that we get on a Wrangle Miramar. You got to sort of ease it round the corner on the ice. So Waste taking a longer rotation back, but they do find the rotation back. And they will be trying to tie themselves up because the team now is split. 2-2 split for them. Zone is descending its way down. I think a lot of people in chat will be praying for a dino. So will I, actually. I wouldn't mind a dino ending. I've seen it tease us and go on the outside, but maybe even enough to send some people in to the funfair arena.
Old dino or new dino? There's another question
okay,
for
old
you.
dino. I'll give you that 100%.
Yeah, 100%. Remember when people used to get up to the like parkour and hop their way up on top of the volcano?
And more importantly,
Great.
yes, I was ready. I was one of those sad people that would do that. And two, Villa. Villa out on the East Coast, mate, is no Villa. I appreciate that you've got the better views and you might be getting a bit more the higher rate when it comes to Airbnb, but you don't get the hot drops there anymore.
No, you don't. But look, you know, they did a little bit of work. We got a drop coming in. Mark, is it time to play What's in the Box?
You love that. Which one?
Well, southwest. There's box southwest.
They're already down?
Yeah.
Oh, it's already down. Oh, it's not. It's coming in.
Yeah.
Is it down? Where is it? Oh, there it is. There we go.
Yeah, let's get in. What's in the box, chat? You've got 15 seconds to type what level 3 weapon is in the red crate. So, you've got 50 seconds. Mark, what's your guess?
We got a lot of FAMAS. We got a few P90s. Now, the question is, do we go for something different? I think yes. I'm going to go MG. What about you?
I am going to say that this time around,
It's a tree.
we have got ourselves an arm.
Oh, FAMAS.
Oh, it's a FAMAS.
Damn you, PUBG.
Damn it.
Quick, let me take the other
It
crates.
heard us. It heard us whispering. We should have had this conversation off mic and they would have been what we needed. Speaking, though, of things getting snuck up on and changing, this position could change pretty quickly for Sammy Gamers as Slava Ukraini. Just looking over the ridge line. 3-2-1 fire, but the 3-2-1 fire isn't perfectly pushed off as Migos is able to just fall back into cover, almost licking his wounds. But you gotta feel for it now, Slava Ukraini. It's a 3 versus 2 for this compound. Can Sedan Auto do a bit of work here from up inside this bedroom?
It's going to be a bit of a difficult fight. See, Migos, though, has been spotted. Otto trying to keep those sound cues down. They are going full run. Surely he needs to get out here and try and get the backs and packs. And there goes one. That should be a freebie. And it is a freebie. Cody will be down as he will go try and confirm out. The blue zone nade comes in and the damage is Spectral with the nade does close out one. But with that confirm, Otto is happy. He's got a point. He gets a little show of the hand. A sleight of hand movement as now the molly will come off and try and stop that push coming through. He's relying though on Tab to come in. He's going to catch him though. There's not just one, there's two. The molly's coming in. Tab, you need to get onto the right side. They've actually gone themselves. And Otto does go down eventually and Tab is the final player. And it looks like it's a call to retreat. And it looks like the Marines might take over.
Yeah, and that's another... Yeah, nothing I can do here. Nothing to see here. I'm on my way. Slava Ukraini, fresh off the back of a big win, getting another couple of points on the board. Yes, they lost one, but Mark, it's points, and points win prizes. Unknown Mix, they're losing players as they're in a gunfight with Bitfix up on the hill. Looks like they only loaded in with 3 players this time around. Carry your teammate into a little bit of cover. I think we need some body blocking here, Mark. It's it's one of those scenarios.
PUBG. I love it. Body block me, body block me. Nade though coming from side. There'd be no body block here. There is only one target acquired, and that is into the heart of the smoke. And there we go. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Salty ends the day and melts the ice.
One nade. One nade is all Salty
one
needed.
Man.
So who have we had winning maps tonight? We had Slava Ukraini winning map 3, Bitfix won map 2, and Waste won map 1, right?
That's it.
That's our 3 winners so far.
Surely we're going to get a new team taking this one.
Well, who's your money on?
Whoa.
Looking at that zone shift, is this a modern Vikings win?
Oh, this is difficult. They're in the heart of the zone. You mentioned before, obviously there's a couple more compounds here, but not too many to be had. I think these teams need to rotate. DSG looking good because it got clean rotation down that bottom side.
Shots fired from Hyper as the last member of Sami moves on by. Again, this is a great platform to speak out from, but it's like these angles, right? Yes, you can see a long ways away from it, but that also works in reverse. People can see you from very far away as well, so you got to be careful up here, Hyper. But looking at the map and the split of where all these players and teams are, I think he's going to be okay for a little while. But I see Foot pushing him, but hold up, Mark. Formulation Gaming and Roaring Reindeers.
Needed that one though. Does come out. I nearly going down. He's taking the heart of the beast out, but the Reindeers are going down. Keep on his toes. Keeping people alive, and more importantly, you are rotating around the other side as well. Denton might get confirmed out. He's got a lot of information to be given. As there will goes that denial from them. Reindeers down to 2. They're really struggling today to keep numbers up. You tend to find they're going down to sort of the 1s and 2s quite early on with an engagement and unable to get those reses in.
Yeah, shots coming in now as Slow Storm are pushing the way towards Modern Vikings as well, but Bitfix sneaking up to try to put someone to suit. Bitfix know that they can get points in this because Formulation Gaming are one of the teams they're hunting down. Here comes Blanky now trying to just get out of there. These things, you know as well as I do, Mark, they don't take a lot of damage. So just hide. Just get yourself into some cover. You're outside the zone. Bitfix are just swarming over your position. Can you pick something up? Or honestly, I would stay quiet, Mark. I wouldn't. If I was him, avoid trouble.
I think you said it right. This is a leaderboard hunt right now. This is not a normal engagement. Yes, okay, maybe someone would argue it's a third party, but because it's a longer event, BFG seen the kill feed, and they've only came for really one team, and that was Formulation Gaming.
Who do you think has been the most impressive team tonight, though? Like, which team has really caught your eye?
Well, apart from the 10 currency and the Foot Esports winning, we'll take them out. We'll take them out of the equation, right? Take Foot Esports out of the equation. Still surprised how DSG lived for so long. Formulation and Gaming looked good, but they did the throw. Waste came out really good at the beginning, but we've not really seen too much. I think STFU have been the most consistent team so far, but they haven't got a win.
Really? I think Slava Ukraine have been the most consistent tonight. They've been
it's tight between them two.
Yeah, they've been top 4 time and time again. They've had big kill performances. This is their night, and again, look at Otto and the rest of Foot, Mark. They're just sneaking up on this ridgeline. This could be trouble for Slava Ukraini. This really could be trouble, and Otto spotted him.
One heard the shots, but he's seen the secondary. There goes the jump down. You're right, Slava has been consistent in those top spots. STFU, though, this game has been a little bit of a change around. They lose in that grip. Foot Esports, though, they did the right thing. They disengaged. One thing we do know with them, and they don't need to take the fight, and they're waiting for that zone. Zone does come back down. Now we find ourselves down towards our bottom lumberyard. Remains in no hype of Dino, unfortunately, but we have a number of teams now that need to work their way in, and Waste looking backwards. Might be able to pick up, though, during the snowstorm. They might have BFG rotating their way in.
Yeah, BFG, what you do, you let a couple of them go past, and then you pick one target to unleash on. There you go. There's your target. 87 damage done. A couple more shots on him, but TW Nation clicks empty at the worst possible time. Artun, though, is going to get picked off as this time. No mistakes made from TW. O'Connell trying to flush it out, but Salty made off the back of his big nade, providing some very needed cover for Artun. O'Connell popping off that first aid kit. TW, those going to get naded by Prebz. They did the right thing, but they're getting punished. O'Connell now needs to try find this flush, but you can see that ridge line just working against them. This nade is going to bounce too far. Yeah, it bounces off the rock and goes the wrong way. And well, O'Connell, get in your Dacia and get out of... No, he's baiting it.
I don't know. Do Waste just go for it now? They've got a knock, but...
Get out of there. Get out of there. You've got the snowstorm coming in as well, and that does damage.
Yeah, I think you've got to go. BFG ego in this. They've stopped. They're going full fight here. STFU now coming behind. They know they're down some numbers. They've got to try and rack some points. We're off phase 3. Surprisingly, we are 14 teams still alive, but we know Vikendi offers the wonderful of the H-play. I think it's the best way of putting this one. Because on the next zone, everyone gets condensed to the outside and they've got to fight their way to survive.
Yes, TFU, they're outside the zone here as well, trying to pick up some points onto BFG as they make their way in. As you can see, nice shots coming through, but Prebz holds back the push for just a little while with that damage being done. They need to get the res on the Artun. Slava Ukraini, they're getting crashed now by Clannon. Look at that two-door coupe soaring through the air. And Felix is going to bounce and roll and roll and roll. Alpha Myself will take him down. Hyper PP gets one. Trickwo is going to get flushed on out, leaving it all down to Glamond and Danny Maskin. But still, this is very winnable. Foot Esports, they're pushing into this position as well as they see the opportunity to put in some work. You can see Hemon rolling up on his coupe. But can Kurt do some damage with his nade from afar? It's a spring. Hemonen's going to get the knock on the Danny Manskin and flushes that one out. Wastemark, they can hear and see all this in the kill feed, and they're like, I am staying as far out of this as I can, as Elfin Myself is going to drop as well. And it's all down to Hyper PP.
Just waiting to get that
Take
confirmed.
your point.
Yeah, take the point.
Yeah.
Wait, get that point. Just hold out for as long as you can. Still the attention. Not the ankle.
Oh, Itzy's coming around though.
The dinosaur on the roof. That's just natural environment. And it's going to be a matter of time. Clan do go down first. But still working their way forward. As Hyper PP after the shots there coming in from Foot Esports have to duck down. But it is going to be the end of that one.
Yeah, Hyper just staying alive. Spectro is going to time out. 5 kills though, not a bad total. The question is now, is there any more points to be found? Can you get a couple of placements? Can you maybe survive out a few more teams? Or even if you get pushed, can you get a knock and flush before they're able to flush you out in turn? Mark, phase 4. Foot are falling back. They're repositioning themselves. 13 teams, 33 players as the Blizzard is rocking through the midst of this fight. And Mekas is able to get that kill through the storm.
And let's see a few. I'm going to get their way through. There is something magical about this team. Xerox, BenQ, Hot and Spicy, insane. Fabri, also good. Some crack. I just think consistently so far that today have been impressing me. Let's see if they can work their way out though. BFG taking some shots, being griefing, and STFU, they are going to send their way all the way. And see in chat, yes, you did literally say that. How dare you copy and paste me, Willie? Cracked
He's
player.
done me dirty.
Cracked player.
Willie has done me dirty.
He's such a good player. He's the same for me for Diffix. Again, mechanically, he's mechanically an insane player.
Yeah, Salty's going to go down to the blue. You've got Bang now pushing up. He could potentially get a point onto Hill. You can hear the 12 shots firing off. That's really unmistakable. So Bang getting aggressive. Suski gets the knock against us, but there we go. Bang says thank you very much as he will bang him out of the map. The rest of All Against Us fall as well. Bitfix will see Salty getting flushed by the blue that he fell down inside of, but still the snowstorm just impacting this gunfight. Do they realize, Mark, that they're that close, they can smell each other, but they can't see each other through that blizzard?
And Slow are taking it slow as well. They've not moved. They are literally just waiting for the snowstorm to clear, and the MG will just unleash. I think it's going to come down to who sees who first.
Look at that. Look, I love the little effects, like how the sight frosts up a little bit, you know. It is cool. Look, I don't like the snowstorm being in comp, but you got to deal with it. It's there. So make use. What I do like, Mark, teams using the snowstorms to rotate. Like, it's really clever. Oh my god, Chukin gets just obliterated by Sandrine.
It's unfortunate. They've taken down the powerhouse though. Snowstorm now, and you've got to rethink this one as 2v3 technically here. They've got the information. I know where one is. They do work their way around the car. And this though, it's got a bit more of a wider angle. I do like the snowstorm. I just don't like it in late game. That's the only thing I'd say. I've had too many end games where the snowstorm just takes 90% of it.
You think so?
Yeah, I've had a few now. I don't like. For me, phase 1 to phase 4, don't mind it. Put it in there. And actually, the argument to be, we don't actually see the snowstorm earlier on. It's actually late game we see it more.
Just imagine it. Phase 9, center point, snowstorm right over the circle.
I've seen it. I've had it. I've had it. I actually, and you know, the team on the outside won because they were able to look in. So they were just following the outside, the little millimeters the snowstorm wasn't touching.
Wow. These players will do anything to get a win. There's Snowstorm. Still peeking through in this fight with Modern Vikings. As you can see, phase 5 closing in. That'll hurt these players quite a bit when it begins moving. Tim's able to get the knock on to Mekis. There's also another down player, Grandis, the last player standing, and well, just get a rock and find something to play. Maybe get that level 3 gear that's... Just, look, my problem is I'm going for it. My problem is I'm running for that crate and dying on the way.
And that's why we cast and we don't play.
Yes.
I was always told if you can't play, you become a caster.
Those who can, those who can't cast. That's the way I was told it.
True facts.
Any comments there from Kowo? He's a pretty decent player, though. We'll give him that.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Okay, he's like magic. He's the one and only. He inspires us all. You love it. Mm-hmm. I reckon he got the taste of blood though again. I feel Kowo 2024. It'll be interesting. Plus, again, I must admit, I do love his videos that he puts out. They are really good.
Yeah, fancy graphics he does in them. We like Kowo. Good observer too. Handsome, good observer,
caster,
good caster, good player.
Love it.
It's not fair.
So I've only got one thing. I'm only good at pushing some buttons. I can't observe. I just push buttons.
Mark, you push those buttons so well.
No, actually, since I said that, I was like, where is he going to go?
I heard you push chat buttons.
Hey, you love it.
Needed to be candy to cool us down.
Yeah, I'm sweating now. I'm going to be all red and blushing when we come back to camera, mate.
22 minutes on the clock. That beep telling him that, well, your backpack isn't really going to work anymore and protecting you from damage. So Hyper needs to be... Look, he's just trying to outlive these teams. We said, can he get a couple of extra points? Well, it's getting close. It's getting risky. You've got one of those roaring reindeers that could potentially fall before him. That's Blanky doing the exact same thing. See, Blanky has a point waiting for him if he wants it. He has 2 points waiting for him if he wants it. But he's just playing the smart. Because, go on, Blanky, take the shots. Blanky,
arguably, he's got better ghillie on. And DSG haven't looked back yet. They're not very much focused on the other side. I think they're waiting for them now to split. See, he has a little bit of an itch on that back foot. See, we'll ensure that itch, though, is dealt with. And DSG now moving their way forward, though, because if it goes down, this is where we might see him come alive. But no, he's still waiting. He's still watching. Oh, the famous. Gotta move at some point.
He saw the level 3 helmet and said, nah, that's not the one. This is the one, though. This is the one. Oh, the grenade went off at the wrong time for him. The grenade camouflaged him. No.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Talk about being PUBG. That PUBG's amazing time. And
you could have the best plan in the world and PUBG says no.
Yeah. Hell no. There we go. Top 4, phase 6. Same again. And STFU. 3 Sports, BFG and DSG. We actually have a 50-50 chance of a new team versus an old team getting a chicken dinner here. Actually, no, 30 Sports haven't put a chicken dinner on yet. It's only BFG.
They had a big second.
Yeah, it's only BFG actually. Yeah, so you stand the chance if you did say early on that it'll be a new team getting a chicken dinner.
Yeah, BFG with 1 player up, so that could nearly be paid out in a minute's time if BFG can't get the rest. But bang again. Taking Swifty down. Bitfixer eliminated, so we're guaranteed a new winner as Foot hit 10 kills. STFU, they're going to move to 7 as well. It's a 2v2v1. Itzy and T-Bone off towards the north. STFU with a wide split. Leif, though, getting really close to Bang, who has no clue he's there. Leif steps up with a FAMAS, but misses his shots, Mark. Big opportunity missed. He's going to attempt the stun push now, but Leif is wrapping around. His position has been revealed. Bang, haunting him down. Mibray trying to get the angle. Itzy looking this way as well. Leif, though, getting surrounded on all sides by multiple teams.
Look at the play there for BenQ. Break that down. He could have played the outside edge. Logic would have been for him to go play the outside edge of blue and come run. He put himself in a position that his boy can cover him, keeping him with the back on side. So doesn't get the shot. Stone Mabry though wasn't there and able, but I do like that play. Oh, it gets him as well when it comes down to it. Foot Esports 2v1. I do like Benk's play though. He put himself in a position on a rock where his boys should have covered him.
Yeah, the smoke blooms as well, but the blue zone should do for Bang in just a few moments. T-Bone was trying to steal that kill away, but didn't quite pump his legs fast enough to get there in time, meaning it's all down to poor old Mabry, all by himself. T-Bone and 8C, two players with so much experience, hounding him down. The zone is going to be at your back in a few moments. You fire off, you reveal your position, and T-Bone's just sprinting. T-Bone has been sprinting to get into this position. This ridge line's pretty nice though for Mabry, but the problem is it's a 2v1.
They were coming at different angles, so he had the advantage that he could take the fight one at a time. And with a cracked vest, I think you want to try and keep that in cover as best you can. This player popping these shots, he's doing well. T-Bone does give away his position now, as the double nade to be going through. That's not a bad one, that will bounce nicely, and that second one's not as bad. And there we go, explosive ends in. Foot Esports though get a well-deserved winner, chicken din on the board, but not as explosive as that Erangel game.
Well, they got 20 points in that Erangel game, right? 14 kills, second place. That was 20. And then they got another 21 this time around. That's 41 points in 2 of the 4 maps that they've played. That is an incredible tally for Foot Esports as they pick up massive amount of points once more. Mark, we're 4 maps now. We've just got Miramar left to go. But again, 4 different winners, 4 different maps. Will map 5, or penultimate map, give us 5 and 5?
Well, we have to wait and see. Sit back, relax, time to get a drink. We'll see you guys in round number 5.
Game number 5 of 6 on the night of Playday 3 takes us to the sandy desert that is Miramar. Flight path coming in from 7 p.m, making its way, it could be 7 a.m. too, depending on who asks. We'll not talk about that. From 7, making its way up towards to Mark Tierra Bronca, the last stop on the new, updated and improved Miramar.
Yes, and we go over my new favourite area, the old truck stop. Love the endings there. I'm blessed to actually have one inside a truck stop as well. So, plane path done. Early jump out though for Clan. They actually go for that new Tequila Town as the vets go towards Val de Mer, and only BFG out by jump. So, very light when it comes down to the south side of this area. A lot more teams jump for that mid to late.
Yeah, a lot of people going for that more northern potential flight path or zone that could potentially kick on out. We'll wait and see in a few moments. She said about Clannan, they're on the ground early inside Partona and that cube compound just on the other side of the bridge. Good thing about that is you can get on the move early. You know, you're first off the plane, you'll get looted nice and early, you'll get on the move, and well, one player is gone already, as All Against Us, just dropping to compete for that vehicle, and Cantera will manage to pick up Migos. And, well, we spoke about how a nice early rotate could be on the boards for Clannan. Well, they can just secure wherever they want in the zone if they loot really quickly. And I would be looking at either the Smoking Aces compound, which is just southeast of Bitfix Academy, or Bitfix Gaming, sorry. The Smoking Aces compound, which is fantastic to play. Or even those hills or those warehouses, Mark, just south of Los Leones. I wouldn't want to go into Los Leones early, but those would be the two areas that I think would be great to pick up if you can in the early stages.
Yes, play out this neck of the woods for me. But because the flight path has come this way, I feel like you would second guess an early rotation because you'd expect there'd be more teams around this area. Definitely feel like a key compound to take. Will be here, but Clan get the opportunity to rotate early, and we can see the blessings that they don't. That's all the information on the map. But unfortunately, they might be looking at this zone slightly different than what we are.
Yeah, it's this interest. Look, it looks like Clan have already made the decision to move, though. They've already sent Glamond and Danny Manskin on the move. That'll give them the opportunity to take those compounds. Bitfix are doing the exact same thing. Drop early, get yourself a really good compound in the early stages. I think Clannan are going to send it a little bit further, you know, just keep on going, get yourself somewhere nice to play. The teams that I worry about a little bit, and it's not that I'm worried about because I think it's going to ruin their whole game, because you're not going to lose a game of PUBG based on where you drop, you know, unless the zone is horrific, you're not going to lose the game of where you drop. But I'd just be very wary that I'd like to see some of those teams that went extreme north moving down nice and early, because we get that donut effect, Mark, right? Where if you rotate really late, you can normally enter the edge of the zone with no problems because everybody gets drawn in towards the center of the zone. But you don't necessarily want to be like I think the worst team to rotate in is like the second or third last team to rotate in, because they're the ones that are most likely to get caught.
Yeah. It's that middle rotation, especially with this zone. If I bring back up the map, you'd expect a lot of teams potentially to come down that sort of northeast area, take that road, maybe try and work their way around that Los Leones. They're going to be looking at, I suppose, this Los Leones South Hills going, oh, it's going to play away from here eventually. And at what time does that happen is the big call. But looks like BFG get a blessing because Formation Gaming, we're here first, and I think they might have heard a sound cue, maybe, or maybe it's a call to play in a different compound.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think they heard the vehicle going into the garage and were like, yeah, we don't need this in my life. We're going to keep rotating on by. Did I hear a hiccup there, Mark? Is it your turn to get the hiccups when we're casting?
Did, mate. I did. That's just...
It's normally me.
I took too much air in. Hoping they were going to not play in.
Leif might be about to take some ammo, and though as he gets shot at on the way past, and he bails. Swifty's going to fall, and Leif may just go down now too. Mark, this... Oh, that was ill-advised. It was unfortunate. You're on the bike. The two of you get picked apart, and DSG have lost 2 teammates. Can we get... Come on, drag it off. One headshot. One headshot. Well, Chukin's got his dragon off, and it hits a little bit straighter as Zebra is going to fall. Mark, it's all gone. It's all gone. Pete Tong, it's all gone wrong for DSG.
He's got caught in that rotation. The one vehicle that didn't have the cover, unfortunately, was the one you come off at. They're going to play away from this one as well. Formation Gaming wanted to try and pick up some rotation kills themselves, but not able to do so. That's the end up. Bit of a bloodbath on the outside, DSG, and down to that final player. They're now going to rotate away. Footy Sports now coming that north side of Picardo, and everyone's going for that donut, but they're playing a little bit more on that south side there, Gibson. They want to maybe... do you know what? Look, last couple of weeks we've had the zones in between these two roads, right? We've had it end here, so I think that, again, it's a bit of a 50-50 roll of the dice. I think Clan... I'll be where Clan would be. I'll be on that more south side. Resort will tempt people in, but it does play away from it.
Mark, there's going to be 57 players left alive with just under 6.5 minutes played. Like, this region is
correct.
Everything you wanted more if you just love action.
Yes. I'm trying to work out whether they're just impatient. They're just... time shift has gone and they're like, no, do you know what? We just need to ensure we get this done early. We normally get a lot more tinkering around the edge, a lot more safer rotation through, but it doesn't quite work out this time. But I suppose Miramar is that bigger map, and you have to wait and see.
Pushing the edge of the render distance there, Mark.
Doesn't like when I jump over though.
Just about. As we get another convoy rotating on past Sandrime, the last member of this one, as they make their way just south of Hacienda del Patron, the house of the boss. If anyone wanted to know what that meant, you know, and by the boss, it means like the gangster boss. That's why it's got the golden, the golden. Oh my god, my brain's gone blank.
Right, you're gonna get
Murado,
it, Murado. There we go, Murado avocado.
Yeah,
love that too. Best name. Oh no. Let's just go. Ooh. The question is that they won't know who's here. The problem is it's Footy Sports and they won't give up either.
Oh, that's the end of DSG.
There we go. 16th place. 57 players now alive, and we're not even for phase number 1. Phase number 1 is on its way in. Sandstorm still teasing us on the outside edge. We get a repeat. And Reindeers might be underway when it comes down to waste. Viperus, though, 4 times AK. Gotta respect it. She leaves the 4 times a little bait, maybe for the Royal Reindeers to go. Oh, I need a scope.
Did you hear about the bad salad that wanted to go to the party?
No, I didn't hear about the bad salad when to go to the party.
It really wanted to go to the party, but it didn't have avocado.
The fact that I can see that you are chuckling to yourself is even worse.
Chat, I'm going to get kicked out of Good Game League. I think I'm like, get him out, get him gone.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Well, this is normally what happens though when it comes to phase 1, phase 2, because we don't get crazy amounts of action, but it is GGL. So we've already had a few down, we've already had a team out, and Warren Reindeers looking to pick up though. Fire Pristo is backing away slowly. Might be able to get away, use a dip to her advantage. Still all the teams are in. Mad Marines coming down that East Town Road. STFU, they're going to work their way in. Mad Marines do have a solo ranger. As EXT underscore boom. Just very much firm on the outside. Vikings going to try and take on Foot Esports though. Otto is scouting the way. Can't imagine a crash going there. Rest of the teams are pretty well situated. Surely there's going to be no more action in phase number 1.
Mark, remember what region we're in though?
Yeah. Phase 2 to 3.
Phase 2 to 3. Mark, we've 9 minutes gone. Our prediction just ended on the broadcast. What?
It's your turn. What prediction do you want this time?
We'll go for the 5th winner in 5 maps. That's the prediction we'll go for. That sound good?
What, as in like who's going to win map number 5?
No, like will we have a different? Will we have another winner for map 5?
Another random. Again, you mentioned a minute ago. This region, yeah, most probably.
Why not?
If Foot Esports were eager to get a win, they got theirs. Not as explosive as that Aranga one. Waste have already picked one up. Zone goes back down. Maybe the vets be able to hold it. Clan maybe might be good for this one. You might pull back down towards that resort area, but we'll have to wait and see. Zone does retract down towards that southwest, which means everyone's got to get shifting, give or take.
Yeah. I actually really like Valuable Veterans' position in the zone as well, down towards the south. You know, getting real about the way this map's played out so far. You think about the flight path and the fact that it was skewed over towards the east. You know, it was like a 7 o'clock to 1 o'clock flight path. In reality, what that meant was most of the teams kind of went for a direct south or even southeastern rotate towards zone from north to east. The western side of the circle's really free. Valuable Veterans identified that. They rotated down the west and they've got a position. Oh my god, STFU, you're going to crash this. You've got the knock. Hit the handbrake. Hit the hammer down, get the foot in, and push towards the Roaring Reindeer. Snusky Dusky is down. He's going to get carried back in towards them. He's sprinting out another drive-by attempt here as Olsen will try to hold this one back, but Blanky peeking round the side. You can see they need it ready. Hot and Spicy gets the knock on to Olsen now, so it's Chig and Blanky left standing. The gun barrel just wouldn't sit, but he's going to get knocked as well. Bang peeks around the corner. It's all down to Chig. Hop, skip, and a jump, and he's away home as Bang gets the double, and STFU wipe out Roaring Reindeers. But as I was saying, Mark, the way the zone shifted as a third party comes in from afar, it really means that the western side of the zone is the place that you want to be right now. And that's exactly why Formulation Gaming and Foot have both moved this way. Big opportunity for Formulation Gaming if they can wipe out Foot here.
They're trying to take that hill. This will give, if it does play west again, which is what you're implying, what you're hoping, what we're teasing these teams into. You will have to high ground, which means you'll be able to take the third party action from the safety of the cliff with no problem. Formulation Gaming hunkered down. For esports though are going for that high position already. As also tease up and over the edge. They must know they're here because they're looking back this way, but I don't know if they know Otto's all the way up here yet. Surely not. No way.
I think Otto gets a kill here. I think that the shots fired toward Ironic. Otto knows that Ironic's here. He hears the gunshots. He peeks up over. That nade's going this way, though. The footsteps reveal Itzy knows he's running right towards Itzy. Oh, no, Itzy's his teammate. Gibson, relax. Yeah, I panicked. I panicked for a second. You ever get overexcited?
Always when it comes down to GGL. I think it's actually the shots draw the attention back this way. Formation Gaming now. No, there's players up on the high. T-Bone trying to take the fight close range. Physics though, he's launching a nade around the outside edge though. T-Bone though does get his first one down. P90 comes in. Craves for the peekaboo in the second. Does have the clip in the chamber though with the barrel. Nancy says no. I will cover you from the high ground. There's two down. Formation Gaming say goodbye. And who is going to pick up the P90 from Food?
At times it looks like Itzy is playing a completely different game. He makes it look so easy. Like he is getting so many points on the board. Now we've got Bitfix Gaming third partying this way, but Formulation, they've lost a couple of players. That's got them down two. They have 2 players left alive. This isn't going to help their chances at all. Unknown Mix scouting their next move as they work out whether these warehouses are playable. I think you'll find that they are. So you should be able to make your way in. But if you wait too long, Mark, you're going to get jumped ahead of, and that looks like that's what Sammy gamers are about to do.
SWS. Watch it. Pull back again. Going that way. Formation Gaming, after losing 2, they find themselves in a little bowl, but I do fear a lot of these teams now need to work their way in. Hasn't played heavy west. Marines wrapping their way down. Stabber looking good in their position as Waste will take the bottom or the southwest corner, taking the bridge, taking the opportunity. But it's all uphill battle for them, and eventually when the teams are clear, it's going to be a bit of a uphill grind to get in. But the action should be coming from the outside edge. Unknown Mix, they are kind of leapfrogging in and around the outside edge. STFU, who took that outstanding knock and crash when it came down to the Reindeers.
Bolty from the blue. TW Nation gets a great knock onto Kurtz while all that was going on. STFU, Mibray inside the blue, spots out the tires, and the Bronco says, you know what? I know you're there. I could take shots at you, but I can demobilize you and give myself the opportunity to get you in a few moments' time. Ibra inside the Sandstorm gets taken down by Itzy again, just playing a completely different game than the rest of the lobby, as he's going to confirm out another kill from himself. Steecan P needs to be careful as Bang does a lot of damage onto him, but I think they'll make it towards this warehouse. But, you know, you seen what happened. I always say that the butterfly effect rings large in PUBG. Every decision you make impacts every other team in the lobby. An unknown Mix's decision to delay the push to the warehouses by 5-10 seconds mark has cost them a lot of damage onto their players, a couple of vehicles, and we're seeing other teams now coming under fire because of it.
Yeah, they've really forced teams wide, haven't they? They've pushed them out and around, though. They're working their way in. STFU, I think, are in a good spot north of that sort of resort. They've aggressed, I suppose, the ability to have some space now. Shots are coming in, though. Clan are getting the knocks, though. Footy Sports trying to work their way down. Should be reservoir because they're on the high ground. That is the advantage up here. That
smoke bounced a bit far.
Yeah, it's going to go down towards the hill, towards Clan.
HC's just got, those glutes of steel and bounced off it and went flying.
You see my 10 kills? Bam! There goes a smoke. I don't need a smoke.
Too many squats.
Who double digits on from a solo player? Only me.
Oh, HC's nuts. Smoke's being thrown as All Against Us look to make their way out of this warehouse compound and get out of there before Sammy Gamers can do any more damage to them. Sammy Gamers, of course, need to be wary about unknown Mix that you can see. They're fighting with STFU just a little bit to the south of that position. Wastes have locked up on the bridge and by that cube compound. Mark, this zone's going to shift north, and it does, and well, Bitfix and Clannon expect that 2-2 split to collapse right now as they're going to go right up to that warehouse. And now the fun starts because you've got yourself a great compound, but there's 14 teams alive. 14 teams are going to look at this circle and go, there's not a lot of very good places to play. I want to play there. And I think we'll get a couple of crashes. Now again, I'm a caster, so I'm destined to get this wrong. So now that I've said it, nobody's going to crash this position. But you look at it, it is an enviable spot to be in.
You say that though, Gibson, but all the other games we've had phase number 5 and 5 teams remain. So we're 14 to 45 players. I think we stand a chance of some craziness. I can confirm that, say none the least. So Formation Gaming, they're in a good spot. They're in a good bowl. There's a good bowl south of Clan as well. You'd expect teams to try and fight that, especially on the south side as well. Looks like Waso looking to go that way. You get to see is the timing. You mentioned before, Unknown Mix taking their time to rotate in, causing issues towards teams. It looks like they are going to be doing the same again.
Yeah, Kurt getting involved with his nades as he always does. Garrett gets the knock onto Brula D from across the way. And now that's going to cause a problem for All Against Us because Sammy Gamers are surely going to push this way. So you need to get this res off and all the action. STFU, Hot and Spicey's going to use that knock on the other side. That Unlimited Scott, he's getting out of there. Mark,
You jinxed me. Now you got hiccups.
Yeah.
Headshot.
Oh, hit the shot.
Oh.
Click! Ival! It lined up. I think it's because he's in the blue. I think the only reason he didn't do that is because he's in the blue. And is he going to pay for it, Mark? Because you see the damage Phase 4 is doing to him right now.
Madrine's going to go down and out after a fight here. But I know Mix need to try and get their way in. Those guys are outside the zone, by the way. They are down in that sort of south side, just outside the map view. I know Mix going to try and rotate their way down. Sammy, obviously, also is trying to play that later game. Level is in, and the shots are now coming. So I know Mix, so now I know there's a player behind, though, looking back towards the other side. That also might come under a bit of punishment. Getting that solo play, so needs to be cautious. He's going full send in towards the zone. Needs to get ahead of this one, but he's not quite there just yet. Last med will go on. That means he cannot stop Gibson. He has to continue to move forward, but the punishment from the Unknown Mix might be enough, and actually might a better way to go, some would say, compared to going out to that blue zone.
Yeah, and I thought we'd see everybody looking to take that position away from Clannon, but instead it's just been teams fighting on the edge. So Trickwo gets another knock. Xerox almost getting his knock on the Slow Storm, but a great spray back the other way from Chukin buys himself time to just get yourself into some cover and get that first aid kit off as well. But the problem is, Mark, the zone shifted away from Slow Storm again, and it's shifted away from Clannon now too. So Bitfix Gaming with what you would call prime position with the high ground inside this circle. 19 minutes and 50 seconds gone, 36 players, 12 teams. We've still got 10 minutes full of action to come.
Got a lot of teams to drop before we get back down to that normal. Waste taking their time here. It's like they're trying to find some sort of way into zone, but get denied every way, shape, or form. Formation Gaming got the run over the top. The P90 hammers hard, but it's actually BFG that caused the final blow. Free Sports should be able to get the reses back on. I can't imagine the vets to play in here. The Waste looking the opportunity now to start getting moving. Clan will be happy where they are. The Slow also go down to their final player. 3 kills for them, holding some prime real estate. I got it wrong. I said it was going to end down this neck of the woods, but it is just teasing. Goes into that middle section now.
Yeah, Snicken lucky there because he got caught in the door frame as well, but the last shot wasn't hit. But as you can see, he's lost another teammate, so he's all by his lonesome now. And as you can tell, STFU know exactly where he is. Just to the north, Unknown Mix, they think that they can third-party this action. The M249 in the hands of Steek P. Just moving up. That UAZ...
Been there a while. It's been there a while, mate. Those
has.
sandstorms. That's what happens. The sandstorms just build up. That's the cover around it. But not enough cover though for BenQ as he gets tabbed in the back. Don't need to go through the middle though. We will see Unknown Mix been not known. I think what STFU are trying to do now is bait the kill in towards that team pushing down, so they know exactly who it is. But it's not going to be that way. Waste are the ones that are going to claim that one though. STFU going to find themselves down the bowl. This is the area, as I said, I thought teams would have played here a little bit more aggressive early. But I don't think Waste have got anywhere else to go. Clan will critique these shots here, but surely they're going to dip themselves at some point into the bowl.
Yeah, Otto's going to get knocked by valuable veterans, and that's Etsy going down as well. As well, Foot have lost 2 players up on top of the hill. A real smorgasbord of colour here is Elf and myself. Last member Slava Ukraini draws a perfect circle around Viperus before eventually managing to tap Viperus enough times to do some real damage. But look at that, 2 quick taps from the MK and down goes Elf. 9 teams left alive now as we get closer and closer to the points. 1 good nade from Snicken could do a lot of damage. This one's going to bounce, it's going to roll, but it's short. The second one though, he changed his mind. He spots the res and it's going to land perfectly to take down Viperus. Snicken gets himself 2, but not before he gets taken down by Hot and Spicy, and TW Nation's going to try to get the res, but you can see that STFU, they want to clean this mess up. There's 1 point on the board for Slow Storm as it's confirmed. TW Nation, that vehicle's about to blow, and it does. STFU pick up the point. Snicken gets his 2nd kill confirmed as well. 7 teams left alive now as Clannon get themselves... Yeah, let's go. Remember, thank you very much. There's another one there. He's right there. Whoa.
Shoot down! He's not moving. He must be playing like I do on Ultra. You can't see the players in the grass.
You see them.
There we go. It's the blue cover when it comes down to it. There's another one. Oh, who said he can't get 2 kills? There's 3 on the board, looking to be number 4 now. He's going to push himself in towards the bow. And actually, the vets are coming in from behind there. A little change out of player though. Felix though, Jay, is now behind. He's the one trying to hold the anchor, drop the anchor out the ship and ensure the vets don't play in this way. But they've got an edge of zone. He will only be chasing around to try and get some kills as they will disengage. And there goes number 4 on the board for Clan. Yeah, not too bad. Hot and Spicy, final player for STFU. 8 kills, consistent for this team. In the placement points, they've got some good kills as well.
Yeah, Hot and Spicy for STFU. As you said, 8 kills, but you feel like time is maybe ticking away. The vest is gone. The helmet's pretty much out of commission as well. As he just peeks inside the zone, Trico's moving his direction slowly but surely, as is the rest of Clannon. Yeah, look, they're nading the shack out. They know there's somebody there. This nade going to be blocked by the Beals, though. Hot and Spicy, what can you do? Can you put on a show against the 4 members of Clannon?
Great move from him. He's actually used all the noise from the grenades to go out, but he hasn't got the cover to take the fight. And Blue Zone nade, if you remain there, a little bit of subject. He knew it was coming in. Now, Felix... Jay, he was one holding that anchor. He's the one that dropped it out of the ship. He knows the vets were there. He's been taking shots backwards and forwards. Now target acquired, Clan. Clear out. P90 in hand. They're pushing their way back. Got to be careful, though. So they will come up and over, and Unknown Mix might be able to get the backs and packs of the Clan team. But for now, they will take their time. They are tinkering, and a lot more action has been down on this sort of south side. BFG hunkered down. Vikings hunkered down. Everyone else is trying to fight for what they can in zone.
Yeah, I'm actually loving the way this is being played by Clan. And, you know, they were the first map or team out of the plane. And now they find themselves with the real opportunity to put in a big kill performance. Valuable veterans down to 3. were thinking about pushing up, but they're going to play the edge for a bit longer. Bitfix Gaming still with center of the zone locked in. 6 teams, 20 players, 25 minutes gone now, and Salty lands a beautiful shot on the sand rime, but here comes Glamond.
Good play as well. Don't forget, Vets were in zone. They're outside the zone now, and Glamond has kind of taken that position away from. Good Dave will come back towards the force. Glamond around the outside edge though, and now Vets though do get that first knockdown. Util in return. That does mean he's going to go forward, and the zone is going to tank quite a bit. Now BFG going to capitalise up on what Clannon have been doing. The zone going back towards BFG. Target acquired for them. They're going to be focusing their way south. P90 comes over towards the top though. They're going to hunker their way down. The Vets go down 1 for 1 though, and the second gets the shots in. The final player for them will try and get the confirms and stop BFG stealing everything.
Yeah, here comes Felix to try to get Kieran, and he is going to get the kill, but is it too little too late to get the res? Yes, it is, but you can get the level 3 vest. You can get that big gun that is the P90. Bitfix Gaming gifted the circle now. They're the only team with any real ground inside. Unknown Mix just going knock for knock, but here come the Modern Vikings. They're going to take the northern section of the zone. Mark, I don't know why, but this feels like the most players we've had up in the late game. Gibsy is going to get the knock on to DC. Turns his attention out of the one as he hops over, but Artun does a 79 damage headshot onto him. Mark, all against us need to get wiped by Modern Vikings if they want to win this game. And they've only got 1 player to deal with, but you cannot let Modern Vikings pick up any more kills.
Got the Vikings jumping out as if they were storming the beach there. Up and over the top. Squeaky hunkering his way down. Org though coming down. Going to land some shots though. The shield doesn't provide the cover, but he's going to drop himself out the car himself. Able to crawl back in, but the zone is now. Vikings go from 4. Maybe we'll be able to outcrawl the zone, but BFG spreading out and they are looking to go get another chicken dinner on the board.
Yeah, they're looking to get their second 1 in 3 maps now. That nade should be good as it bounces. It does a lot of damage to Gibsy, but not quite enough. The car's going to blow, but Gibsy gets the first aid off and sprints away in just about enough time. 4 versus 4. How aggressive are Bitfix going to get, Mark? That's the question you got to ask, because they've got the compound in the center of the zone. Well, closest to the center of the zone. Do they have the patience to not give that up in search of the kill? And do they have the idea of the fact that Clannon are still sneaking in? Well, Modern Vikings do.
Yeah, Modern Vikings picked up. Now, BFG haven't dropped. They're looking at the kill feed. They're looking at the numbers in the map and going, there's someone else. There must be someone in the south. He hasn't actually been able to pick up a vest. Despite all those bodies over there, they must have been in rags. Now, finds himself now in zone. Clannon can lay low. 8 kills, though, for this team is a successful day so far. PFG won't give out the compound just yet. They are looking for that solo player. They are looking to try and take the high ground, but the Vikings are the ones causing the problem. Slight 2-2 split for them. They've got this wonderful ridge line, but it's not enough to provide the cover. 48 seconds to go. It's going to be Dot next, and I think you're right. BFG are closer to be able to try and take this one.
Yeah, that knock is the opportunity for Adel now to test out his throwing arm. He's going to use the broken down truck as cover as he wraps around. Here we go. Pull the pin. Let it go. Let fly. Is his arm good enough? It's perfect as he gets a 2 for 1. Adel gets Tim and Gibsy. And now there's 2 Vikings left standing. Sandrime and Yippee-ki-yay. They're going to get mobile, though. They're going for the big hero play as they send it in. Oh, I thought they were going to send it in further, but they're like, nope, this bails. This is close enough.
I think it was I'm going for the hero's rest. Oh, no, there's someone's there. Let's back off. I didn't think they expect AO to be that close. But now playing back a little bit further. Clan is taught in. Don't forget it's BFG now working their way. And if shots though come back as the exchange though of the utility backwards and forwards though. Having to dodge and duck and dive on. Wants to get rid of it. And Clan will go to first as I miscue my mouse. We are going to get down to that final play. And BFG are looking super strong here now to try and end this one out. That tyre. Not a great place to try and hold out. On to get the backs and packs now. Laying down. Maybe that reach is just enough, but I think he's going to say goodbye, and the Vikings will send it to Valhalla. Oh, yeah. No, they won't.
It's stolen.
Stolen. You will not go Valhalla. It's BFT's day.
19 kills on the board or 19 points on the board for Bitfix as they get 9 kills and a second chicken dinner on the night. Big performance from Bitfix. as I think they've really closed that gap down to Formulation Gaming on the night. But Mark, the penultimate map is done. We've only got one more to go. But massive credit to Bitfix. They played that well. They took the gamble whenever we got that shift. You know, when we saw that shift where Clannon took the warehouse compound, Bitfix took the hill, and that little, you know, up-down compound. Big decision, and it paid off perfectly.
They didn't have to leave. Obviously, Clan did take a big gamble, and they obviously rolled the dice to go far in. They didn't have the information, and the flight path, they were literally following that rotation on that car. So, good shout for them. And actually, the survivability of that team, the ability to stay alive for as long as possible and get summoned in towards the game. Did like it. I did like the rotation for them. Now, it didn't quite go their way. I thought it was going to come more for that south side, but it didn't. And Clannon, though, able to survive to third place. You've got to give them big kudos. And they played that zone really well. I don't want to take anything away from BFG because they did lock the compound. No one was able to crash them. They did hold it well. But Clannon, for me, was just Gibson just playing off team after team, working their way in towards zone. And unfortunately, that final push was enough, though, to put him down to a solo. But he still survived. He still got third place.
Third place, you take it. It's points on the board again, helps you climb the table. But Mark, I reckon we jump into a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our final map of the night. Stay tuned, everyone. Final game of the night is starting right now in Good Game League in Map 6, of course, Miramar, as we take a flight path that comes from about 3 p.m, making its way to 10, as it's very skewed towards the northern part of the map. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Mark Power. My name is GibsonCasts, bringing you through all the action every night here on the Gamer No channel. Mark, any observations on the night as we move into Game 6?
It's mental. Well, it's the first time we've got a second chicken dinner. BFG putting 2 on the board for this evening. First team to be able to do that. It's worth noting, obviously, there was games most days on the week, obviously in different channels. But this is Division 1. These guys and girls are fighting out, not just to keep up here, the money on the line, but to ensure they don't get relegated down, because there are teams in the lower divisions wanting to take their spot. Top, obviously, leaderboard command in chat. You can go to the live leaderboard. Twire won't be updated, unfortunately, because we're missing out. They are trying to fix that, hence why we can't see the leaderboard live, because unfortunately my automation relies on Twire, and fool me not, if I can't have it, it doesn't appear. But for now, type the command in chat, get yourself over to that leaderboard though, and you can see the teams in those lower divisions looking to promote themselves in towards Division 1.
Yeah, some cracking talent, of course, in the region. If you look through all the divisions and all the groups, there's always something entertaining going on. Zone shift, Mark, nobody's there.
What?
Knock, knock, nobody's home. Everybody's gone, because that is about as far away from the flight path as the circle could have got while encompassing all of the zone.
But again, like a wrangle, same style zones. Maybe it's like that patch a little while ago where it's always kind of in the same area, where where we had that southeast and a wrangle all the time, where we was down by that Milk to Power or Mini Power.
Every day.
Loved it.
Every day.
People started jumping that way because they knew it was coming.
Yeah. Or just every zone that finished southeast of Los Leones for about 6 months straight on this map.
Yes.
I remember there was a year where when it came to this map, there was 3 places that games finished. Either finished southeast of Los Leones, that road that's just to the west of Monte Nuevo, because the circle would always have loads of that unplayable in it.
Yep.
Or the dip just north of Crater Fields between there and La Cabrera. Like, there were the only places that maps finished or games finished on Miramar for so long.
It's just, yeah, I love it. I do love it. I don't think you're going to get the Boltona as the chicken leg. I've only had one there. It was a long time ago. I think you got to look at it.
A long time ago. The map's not even. It's not even reworked that long.
No,
Mark.
it's
Probably only
in
like a couple of months.
You know that little town on the bridge on the south side? I had a zone end there once. That was insane.
Before the rework.
Before the rework, way before the rework. I'd be looking at this zone as a player in an IGL going, is it going back the same sort of way? Are we going to see it down in that sort of southeast corner? We'll have to wait and see. There's lots of high ground as we do have Death Valley in. And obviously with Chomasera, with Formulation Game extending that way, not too bad. AAU taking the E-pick up. They're going to leapfrog in front of everyone here and get the opportunity to land wherever they want to.
Yeah, it seems like it's one of the circles, Mark, where there's a temptation to wait for an emergency pickup. You know, wait for phase 2 to pop, see where it goes, and then pick up your way. Because if it does shift south, there's the risk that it does go to Prison Island. But it's more likely that it'll finish kind of to the east of Chumasera. You know, that southeast bit where you see Intense and Slava Ukraini. That's where I get the feeling this one's going to go. Speaking of emergency pickups, All Against Us are making their way across the map now. Not as fast as the plane goes, but fast enough as we see where they elect to play. Again, it should be a world is your oyster situation, Mark, because they should know that because of where the zone shifted, they should have pretty good prio with wherever they drop here. Yeah,
it looks like they're looking for the higher ground, aren't they? Look to see where they go. Target acquired. They will land down. Should be pretty much a freebie. And it's not bad compound. You have all the boulder around the outside edge. You can be snack up here. It's not a place I enjoy playing personally, but you don't get the height advantage in the compound. You've got to kind of sneak your way out and have a look round. But do you know what? For a rotation nice and early, they're lucky enough they picked up that E-pick-up. And as a result, they find themselves in not a bad spot. The zone might come back their way. Rest of the teams now starting to work their way in. Our vets, though, might be lining the shots up as they're trying to farm our DSG team as they target that high ground. So everyone fighting for a bit of high terrain on the early rotation. Vets will just have to hunker down in the sandstorm. We'll crest through.
Yeah, DSG have not had the best day by their standards, as Suits very lucky that he's not taken out, but he's going to rotate past Prebz, who hops out, doing a lot of damage to the vehicle, but not a lot of damage to Sutsuki. Gets rid of the tire, and well, he's going to have to just try to limp as far as he possibly can, because Bitfix are on the prowl, Mark. Look, they want this kill.
Well, he's coming off the back of 2 chicken dinners. They're looking good, though. He has hunkered himself down. Does get their knock as well. And the last little spray. Won't be able to get the confirm. Oh, the blue zone nade might be enough for that one.
Get out of there now.
Changing cars. Go fast. GTA style. The vet's out. He throws the blue zone nade. He's like, I'm out. Let's get a point on the board. You thought you ratted me into a corner, but there's a kill.
Did he get the kill, though? It's not confirmed just yet. He's not going to.
No, he's actually caught away.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That was a great attempt from Sutsuki, but you know, PUBG fickle. PUBG very, very fickle.
Things. Love it. Slava.
So, Mark,
gone.
6 minutes and 15 seconds gone. Whose rotation early on are you most impressed by? Who do you think has taken advantage of this zone shift?
AAU definitely pick up early on. I definitely would say they've mostly picked the prime real estate up in this rotation here. Oh, what a hit on that tyre. And the vets stay alive. It'll be the second time round. And maybe the Dragunov is not in the 110 metres to get those headshots on.
Yeah, just too far away. But don't worry, all of you people who love the Dragunov. It's got a 11% recoil buff and a 30 RPM increase in bullet time in the next
Don't
few
get
weeks.
T-Bone
Yay!
started. Don't get T-Bone started.
T-Bone. T-Bone.
Let's go.
Not T-Bag. T-Bone.
Love it. Absolutely love it. He's going to go. Again, a fair comment. I do like the fair comment. He's going to go.
Did Mark just call me T-Bag? That's what he's going to say.
T-Bone, mate. I got T-Bag.
You said T-Bag.
I don't get T-Bone started.
Oh, you said T-Bag.
Oh, you wanted T-Bags. Get a cup of tea here, Rosie Lee.
Oh, a couple lions.
Hey, love it, mate. Love it.
Nobody knows what that is apart from T-Bone and anyone from like Ireland and the UK.
It's just an interesting topic, that gun. I think it needs to be used. I think it needs another. Do you know what I think is going to happen? I think they're going to pull. I think they're going to pull the update. As in, they pulled that section of the update, I think.
Well, a lot of the pro players have backed T-Bone. Like, they asked the pro players their advice on it, and then didn't do what the pro players advised.
That happens a lot, though. That does happen a lot. It's
Like,
kind of... I want to sound in board, but we've heard what you said, but we're already doing it. But I think the question is, are they... I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. They've taken the feedback. They've already done the update, and the update was already queued. Are they looking to make the change to it now? I think it's the big question. We have seen them pull updates. Remember, it was going to change before, wasn't it? It was going to be that adaptive damage, and they stopped it very last minute.
Yeah. It's that scenario now as we've got the crash from DSG. Cleanus gets a great knock on to Spectro. Takes the compound, and that leaves Hyper now in a 1 versus 3. We'll pick up that point once this gunfight's over. Nice shots from Hyper, doing some damage, but he needs the rest of Slava Ukraine to get here. And by the rest of Slava Ukraine, I mean Purdy Curdy. Comes on, and his savior maybe does a little bit more damage on the pre-fire in the window. Spots out late. He's just tapping away, biding his time, waiting for Purdy to get in position. Kurt steps inside. It's 2 versus 3. That point should be confirmed onto the player out in the open. And this is a big fight. Kurt's going to get one. Tries to get the second, but in the blink of an eye, down they go. And you got to sprint to get your teammate. But has he been confirmed just yet? I think he's going to go. Zebra's crawling his way. But on my point we were just making, it's going to be, with the update, Mark, it's going to behave like the SLR, like recoil and rate of fire wise. A little bit worse rate of fire and recoil wise, but close to the SLR. But it's a one-shot headshot knock on a level 2 helmet from within like 100, 110 meters. Like, it's essentially, at that range, in late game, it becomes a bolting with a high rate of fire.
Yeah. But this is what I thought he was going to take... Viper's going to take a bit of tumble there. I just got to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? That I think it's going to go to the test server, and after the test server, they will make the change. Maybe I'm hoping. Maybe I'm misled and praying, but they're going to... I think they're going to look at the data from it and go, yeah, it's not right.
I hope so. You can only hope, Mark. So, 58 players left alive now. Vipers does eventually take that tumble, but it's only to just get out of dodge, as the Mad Marines are going to flush out Party Beetle, probably going to flush out TW in just a moment here as well. We've got a couple of teams converging into Chumasera, as they just... That was very friendly, wasn't it? It was like, yeah, just see you later. Have a nice time. You can go on deeper to your team. We'll go to my team. And just watch your back.
It's not the STFU way. We saw that in the last game. They got a knock, an instant handbrake, turn 180. But this time, another slow guys go by. The turtles will put up. Chumasera, though, is looking like it is the hunters. BFG now coming to hunt their way down for some more. BFG do get the final kill, though, as our waste team go down and out. And phase number 2. 14 teams, 55 alive, and the numbers are starting to descend. Yeah,
Olsen, runs over Snisky to ski. Oh no.
Let's look where they are then. They're safe, they're okay.
They're fine, but it's just one of those things. It's like, it always happens. You're in too much of a rush. Too much of a rush, Mark. These are the shots that I never hit when I play. You can see the head. You're like, it's just here, just there, hit it. But Fenry is unable to get those shots onto him. And Foot with a 2-1-1 split. 2 players spread wide apart inside the silos and warehouse section of southern Chumasera. You've got all of STFU in position as well. Mark, we're getting ready in about a minute's time. You know, thereabouts for the next zone shift to close. Are we going to go east of Chumasera, or do you see it donuting up? Like, we've had some crazy zone shifts over the course of tonight.
Difficult question. Southeast? Maybe? Maybe play east and take on Formulation Gaming. Their 2-2 split then won't work out for them. They've got to figure out how they get close, or do they just go 2-2 and try and hold? Do we then see Sammy? Sammy need a good game. If you're following, obviously, the leaderboard, they're climbing in that relegation zone at the moment in 15th and 16th. So they need to get out. Royal Reindeers are in 16th. And I think the shots are coming there, not coming there anymore. It's actually coming out from the other side. Sammy need a good game. So do the Reindeers.
I think everybody outside of your top three could really do with a big game now to finish off the rest of the night, because it's been those three teams at the top have been a runaway train. Big fight between Unknown Mix up at the north as they're fighting with the Mad Vikings. One player knocked. Is two M80 or two Tomato?
No, Tomato.
Tomato. We'll call him Tomato.
I think you could be right there, you know.
Even if that's not the way it is, it's Tomato from now on.
Tomato.
Okay?
Tomato. Nah, it's tomato. Tomato with a push round. Put some red sauce on this one, though, as the Viking, though, is hunkered down. Just needs to wait for reinforcements. And you sound like want to be on your feet, but you might be able to pick out the backs and packs. They are looking for it. Phase number 3 doesn't quite go as east as you'd hope, but does hold on the Chemicera. The question, though, will it come in there eventually?
Yeah, Gibsy's a little bit trapped now, as just you can see all the members of Unknown Mix trying to sneak over. The thing is, right, Unknown Mix don't need to get too aggro here, right? The blue zone will do enough damage, but they need to come to you. The Vikings need to push this way. Gibsy's taking a lot of damage. He's going to get taken down by Symphonize. Don't get too thirsty. You don't need to press the issue, because as I said, modern Vikings need to push this way. Nobody's able to steal this kill. You've got your player down. Just wait for the other team to make a mistake. Formulation Gaming now rotating north as they make the way past Chimicera. That zone shift that we spoke about did go a little bit more towards the north. Slowstorm getting crashed by Glamund. Glamund getting taken out as his night's just about to end. The rest of Clannon are just going to send it right into Chimicera. But Mark, look at that kill feed on the right-hand side. Sammy Gamers, all against us. Bitfix, Vikings, Foot, everybody having a pop shot at everybody. Even the reindeers are getting involved.
They need to get some kills on the board. These guys are on the outside. Face number 3. Just need to roll in quite a bit. 1 minute 37 on the clock, and the zone will sweep pretty fast on this side. This is where you get these teams can hide away in this urban environment quite well. Like Formulation Gaming, though, they didn't collapse their 2-2. They still remain as that 2-2 split. Now I'm praying that hopefully it comes back to that east-hand side. But for now, they do have a couple of boots on the ground when it comes down to the score.
Can't let them get the res now. I said earlier you got to wait for them to come this way. Now you got to take advantage. Don't let Gibsy get picked up here. Tim's tossing out the smokes to try to get over in position. And Tomato is landing a couple of nice shots on the side. But here's the problem. Tim is going to make the move. He steps across. You can see him. You can see us. Oh, I think that might be client side, Mark, because we could see Tim through the smoke, but he couldn't.
No, because I put X-ray on. That's why I just wanted to see exactly where it's going to
Well,
come.
X-ray
This is
wasn't
going
on
to
at the
squish him.
time.
Bonk. There we go. I knew that was going to happen. As the Aston Martin comes rolling by. Re-knock happens on the unfortunate side of the Vikings. It's going to be a bit quicker now as they have to get the defense from the players so really tight in, having to hug the wall. So no mix. They should now press in the attack. They know they've got to get that res back on, but here comes the smoke. Maybe another car, maybe another opportunity to get a knock. Maybe a favour done the other way, but not the case. These cars explode, the ending the Vikings, so maybe reliant on their ships, not as aggressive on the cars.
Yeah, it's all down to Yippee-ki-yay as Bruce Willis will step on out, and Bruce Willis falls. Yippee-ki-yay is going to drop. Unknown Mix wiping out the modern Vikings. 13 teams left alive. I thought it would go southeast. It went northeast, Mark, and that's a horrible shift, especially if you're all against us or the valuable veterans.
Oh, the cliff just covers him as well. AAU wanted to get some more kills on the board, knowing this zone is not great, and the Vikings hug the cliff face. They're going to continue to rotate their way down, but we've got to fight the Marines just on the outside. They'll be looking to go as well. Sometimes these zones you don't want to rotate too early. Maybe let the teams leapfrog, or maybe pick up some of these rotation kills, because surely the vet's going to come right in the middle of this. Yeah,
Felix is going to get a knock on the bang. STFU losing a player as they were making their way in. Sammy Gamers just with a wee piece of zone here. Mecha stealing that kill away, so nice to see Slowstorm getting involved as well. Formulation Gaming.
No way. Are
they being greedy, Mark, going for a 2-2 split in Phase 4?
No, the thing is they were just trying to roll them through, but it's out their way. think they didn't think they were going to hold that secondary split, and somehow the vets, maybe with the vets, with the experience, go back in, but the slow, they don't need anyone else to push their compound as they come out their little hidey hole, they peek their heads from the shell, and they get themselves a few more kills.
And the veterans didn't even have a chance. They didn't even have a chance to fire a bullet in that shot. Oh, no, Bitfix.
Oh, you've got to be angry now, because I'm like, res me. I'm resable. I'm safe. No, you're down now. There's no way I can get up. Oh, needs to get himself up here and back into the mix, and Sphinx can just smoke out the windows. Needs to smoke the other side there, but the action's going to be coming from the other way. Let's not watch the smokes though, because we need to watch Roaring Reindeers work their way in. Foothold the high ground here, so nades will come down. T-Bone all the way down and bounce nicely, but will it go far enough? It won't go all the way. Hey, you! I know they're in a difficult spot here. One back in the corner. No kills for them. Right, let's see what they can do. Squeaky.
Oh, grid spray.
Itches well.
Itzy's on the sneaky little ramp up the hill, gets that kill, and look, I don't think you're going to get the res onto your teammate, but you've done enough damage with the blue zone coming in to really cause some problems for all against us, and Itzy can just pick them apart now as they try to push their way across. Use the building for some cover. You can see the blues are coming through. There's your one knock. There's your one down below. But no, great spray from Brula D. But again, Itzy's done enough damage. T-Bone can spray towards the blue. Does 28 damage, but takes a lot of damage back the other way. Repeat comes through from Otto. T-Bone gets that knock. One more left in the blue. T-Bone gets that one. Go get the res on your teammate. Great play by Foot. Yes, you've lost him in, but you've taken out pretty much all against us.
Don't know if you can get. And see up here, it's a big hero's res. Like, he's gone. Like, the zone's going to chunk. Does come back the other way. Look at the zone shift though. Comes back. Formation game with that 2-2 split doesn't work out for them now, but they have collapsed it. DSG going to try and push their way in as well. They are looking at that high ground piece. I just want to tab that back up though, so we will go back to Squeaky though. Final play for him on week number 3. Going to try and pop the smokes. And this is a good play from him. He went up high, got the shots, got the knock, came back down, relocated, shoot, knock, relocate. And unfortunately for him, didn't see the player though in that garage door.
Yeah, Squeaky, though, you can see the blue zone. He's got 2 for state. He's waiting for it. Leif's going to get blown out of this vehicle if he's not quick. There's one jumps out, the other one goes past. Explosion goes, and DNS getting toward it. DNS have been so unlucky on the rotates tonight. Swifty and Cleanus are going to send it on through, but again, you make your way north. You've lost a lot of players. There's 2 flushes. 2 members of Bitfix going to fall again as Otto and Ival are going to combine for the Sammy Gamers. Can Otto get close enough? Don't know. You know, again, we don't know if he's got any blue zone nades because unfortunately they're not added to the user interface just yet. But it's the one thing, a quality of life change I really want for observers in this game, Mark, is being able to see the blue zone nade count.
Yeah, I think it's a key bit of information now, especially when we see people stack up. Sammy lose 1, but they will be able to push their way in now, try and hold the outside edge. They're going to rotate in. Formation Gaming giving that 2-2 split up to go defend against that push with DSG. They're going to lose their compounds. Slow. It's no need for them to move. It becomes a bit of a car park for them. I definitely feel like they need to introduce parking permits for their complexes. A number of teams have come down. What's it? 1, 2, 3. That's 3.1 maybe.
We'll count it.
3, 4, 5, 6. There must be one on this other wall. 6. Just 6.
6 cars.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's enough.
6.
It'll get them out of there. There's the Golden Murado.
That's what you gotta have, mate. You gotta have the Golden Murado if you're gonna hold down a compound like that. STFU though, store alive, store in. 8 teams now. It's gonna slow down a little bit, but 22 left alive, and the zone does bounce back towards that northwest. It's going to be a bit difficult. Sammy loses another one going in. And they will find themselves a new little home. Mentioned about rotations, DSG. I think one thing, if they just come back and look at the replay from today, you got to think their rotation path is pretty much right. It's on point, yeah? It's the fact they just take a second, 2 seconds. They just take that little bit of extra time before they rotate. That's where they're getting caught.
Yeah. It's unfortunate, but again, it's every second matters in a game of PUBG, and it definitely matters in a region like this where every second seems to see some form of player-on-player violence. 4 seconds, 3 seconds till we get the phase 6 shift. Nothing going to be too crazy here. As almost donuts up onto Tomato and Scarlet here as they hold this compound. They've got 2 players left standing. DSG with 2, Formulation with 4, Foot with 2, STFU I think have 3 still players standing. 21 players with 8 teams. It's well spread out. Not a lot of full teams left.
He's on very quick games. Very quick games. Slow needs to get moving themselves now. STFU, though, as I said before, their rotation times are really good. DSG just need to look at how STFU, the speed at which they move. Now, they have been caught a few times. They've been unlucky. They've not been able to get a chicken dinner. Xerox, though, going to lay as much smoke as he can. I think he's been caught laying down. If honestly, but the Marines don't have that angle down. DSG going to wrap their way around the edge, though. They are going to come right behind the Marines here, try and take that sort of north side, that cliff face, so to speak. The formation gaming, though, is them and Footy Sports underway, and T-Bone is the final player for them. 6 kills, but he's produced 5 of them.
Yeah, I feel like Formulation have lost a lot of ground today, and Slowstorm are just. How many nades have gone off in the last 20-30 seconds? It's just been constant bangs and booms.
It was a thunder outside.
Yeah, and Slowstorm now, Chukin will wipe out T-Bone. Foot are going to get eliminated in 6th place. Big opportunity for the 4 members of Formulation Gaming to finish the night strong and really close that gap on the top, because Foot have been phenomenal tonight, as have Bitfix Gaming. So you've lost a lot of ground to 2 teams in and around. Just Slowstorm, how much they would love to finish the night with a bang, live up to their name, storm through the lobby on the last map of the night. Snicken gets the knock onto Cyrex as the Dragon off will pop off. Really distinctive sound that it makes. Grandis, there you go, spots them out, does a lot of damage, but followed up with a nade. Does he have a nade? Does he have a molly? I think they used them all in that last fight.
I feel like the ground is still shaking. Nope, it's got blue zone aid ready to go. Doesn't quite launch it just yet. And the knock not come in. So I think he's going to try and use that to get a knock and then flush. But saying that, though, they do have a knock further back. Flash is now going to the top. Formation Gaming trying to work their way and wiggle their way in towards this area, though. Grant Lads will try and get the confirm done and dusted. Just playing peekaboo, though, waiting for the player now to come up over there. Marines, unfortunately, go down. 5 teams now remain. And 13 left on the clock. Sammy coming up and over, and 6 HP. Going to put another kill on the board. And slow. Needed to get someone close and a bit slow on the response. But they find themselves now in the top 4. 4v3, v2, v1. Can't get any better than that.
No, it's nice. It's nice for the brain when you get the numbers going down. Formulation, M249. No need to rotate. Just keep holding down left click and keep pushing around the corner. Ironic. Finds the knock on to Mech, is turning his attention now to Chukin and Snicken, who have rotated around. Still, you've got unknown Mechs holding center zone, a drop landing on top of them as well. Formulation now hit 5, Mech, that's 6 kills as another knock will come through. And now they've just got 1 member left to deal with, that's Chukin, as he will send it off towards the other side of the zone. We've got a 1v1, v2, v4 as we move into the late game. But Slowstorm, Mark, 12 kills on the board. They can be proud of their last map.
Good game. They just held that compound so well. Lock down, and no one could crash it. It became a bit of a car park for them.
They had a lot of... If they should have been charging, they really could have made a fortune.
Yeah. No parking permit. You're getting clamped and you're out. Here we go.
So now... Oh.
So final couple of teams, mate. You said... Thought we were going to be done quarter 2. I said to you, I think we've done at half past because this region is cracked and aggressive. It'll be really close between the two of us. A couple of minutes left of me. Might be an explosive ending. Phase number 7, no. We haven't got the numbers. Formation Gaming looking good to get a chicken dinner.
Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot for them not to win here. They need to get picked apart by all the solos. If you're a solo, you hope that you bump into another solo first because you don't want to get into a 1 versus 4. There's just so many different things going through these players' heads now. Cleanest. I think DSG have done a good job to pick up 4 kills this map, and they've got themselves into the late game. When you consider how this map started for them, how this night has gone, that's been a much better improvement. At one point I thought they weren't even going to make it inside the points inside of this map, so got to give a lot of credit to them. Unknown Mix, they won that gunfight a little earlier. Yes, they've taken casualties, but they've got center compound. They're not moving an inch. They don't need to move. They're not going to move. They're going to say, you know what? We don't mind if we don't get the win. We'll happily take a second place if everybody else just whittles each other away just a little bit. And speaking of that whittling, Tomato peeks out the window, and I dare say, Mark, the chances are he's not going to peek out that window again for another little while. He'll peek it again, but just not for a while.
It's difficult when you're in the compound, right? Because you've got limited amount of spots where you can play. I've always been a player for PUBG. I like the outside edge. Never been one for holding down the compound. Formulation Gaming, able to generate more angles. Yes, they take some hits. They can duck back down. They can move further afield and find themselves a new position. But talk about finding new positions. Unfortunately, it is our 2 solos now. So Slowstorm need to get moving, and DSG have been sneaking their way around here. Be a matter of time, surely, before Slowstorm will hear. There we go. Has heard the footsteps. He heard it. Yeah, I think he heard it, and he second guessed himself and looked back the other way. Expecting Formulation Gaming to come further down. Formulation Gaming, we know that team has been killed and confirmed, but they are making their way now in towards that compound. Actually, yeah, they have breached the compound as well.
Yeah, but again, Unknown Mixer just going to, not get too aggressive. Listen to the footsteps. Garrett, here's the position. They're going to let Formulation come to them. Ironic is going to peek across the side. He gets his kill, and now, well, Formulation know where the last 2 players are. There's one sprayed down with the MG3, and you've got 1 player left standing. It's Scarrett with the shotgun in the bottom floor, and he's going to get us all. Get your point. Go on, Scarrett. No!
Get more points.
Yes. Confirmed. The 10s helps them out. Winner, chicken dinner. Formulation Gaming, 19 points on the board as they finally get their first chicken dinner of the night. But a good performance by them. All in all, I think the top 4 teams all had cracking games that time around.
Yeah, stronger game. Different games as well. Very much a different style of ending when it came down to it. Let me actually hit that button for the change. But winner, chicken dinner, Formulation Game. They all played different angles, right? We had taking that fight on that north side. Formulation Game with an outstanding 2-2 split. And then actually gave up that 2-2 split. They left the safety of school to go to church to try and defend and push DSG further around. And then they had to fight their way back to zone, but they got themselves a good chicken dinner when it came down to it.
Yeah, great night all in all, Mark. We had 4 different winners, 5 different winners on the night again, but Fix the only team to win 2 maps. Yeah. Formulation got a map, Foot got a map, and we also seen a map win by Wace a little bit earlier on as well. So a lot of teams are going to be really happy. Slavia Ukraine, the other team that picked up a win tonight. So massive congratulations to all them, Mark. But as far as I know, you won't be joining us next week. I think you're...
next week I'm good. No, next week I'm good. It's the week after. It's the week after. I'm currently penciled to be in New York. Penciled being the key word. So I might be here. I'll keep you guys posted. Just follow on social medias. I'm sure the guys will also in the admin team will let you guys know. But you are here though, right?
Should be. Unfortunately for the viewers.
No, they love you, mate. You're looking good. And running in. Gotta cut your jokes. But for now, let's take a time out. We'll go out and raid someone. As always, we'll see you guys next week. Don't forget, give Gibson a love follow. He gets a lot of love and chat. Bless him. Give him a follow on his social medias. He'll be back in on it. We have more events though, but we're casting this week, so unfortunately you can't separate us two. We will be back though later on the week. But for now, we'll see you guys next time. And GGL, maybe we need a bit of time of a bit of a break because it's far too aggressive. See you guys next week.